Howl by Allen Ginsberg. What sphinx of cemented aluminum bashed open their skulls and ate up their brains in imagination? Moloch, solitude, filth, ugliness, ash cans and unobtainable dollars, children screaming under the stairways, boys sobbing in armies, old men weeping in the parks. Moloch, Moloch, nightmare of Moloch, Moloch the loveless, mental Moloch, Moloch the heavy judger of men, Moloch the incomprehensible prison, Moloch the crossbones, soulless jailhouse and congress of sorrows, Moloch whose buildings are judgment, Moloch the vast stone of war, Moloch the stunned governments, Moloch whose mind is pure machinery, Moloch whose blood is running money, Moloch whose fingers are 10 armies, Moloch whose breast is a cannibal dynamo, Moloch whose ear is a smoking tomb, Moloch whose eyes are 1,000 blind windows, Moloch whose skyscrapers stand in the long streets like endless Jehovahs, Moloch whose factories dream and croak in the fog, Moloch whose smokestacks and antennae crown the cities, Moloch whose love is endless oil and stone, Moloch whose soul is electricity and banks, Moloch whose poverty is the spectre of genius, Moloch whose fate is a cloud of sexless hydrogen, Moloch whose name is the mind, Moloch in whom I sit lonely, Moloch in whom I dream angels, crazy in Moloch, cocksucker in Moloch, lack love and manless in Moloch.
This is a story about destruction. About a world burned and burned again, burned over. This is a story about the death of a world that died so long ago there are none now who remember it. We took refuge here, in Convergence Valley. In this isolated place, we could be saved from the devastation that fell outside, and as the world burned, we hid away here, among the peaks. Beside the slope of Do Not Go There, at the end of the world, in the vast, barren expanse of the flats, yes, at the mouth of the river that is her mouth. It was a strange and hostile place, but in a world gone mad, it was home. And we survived. And maybe, for a time, we thrived. And then the unthinkable happened. Shoots through the ashes. Little by little, the world once burned over, well, it began to heal. Green shoots returned to the flats. The winds that cut us off from the outside world were becalmed, caught in the doldrums of something else, something waiting. And Convergence Valley was no longer a place of refuge, but a prison. Or was it something else? This is a story about what happens when a nation falls. This is a story about what happens when everything we took for granted is upended and destroyed. This is a story about a shelter torn asunder by the forces of human lives and human will. This is a story about that most destructive thing of all. This is a story about hope. Welcome to Convergence Valley. Or what's left of it.
Welcome to Desperate Attune. Everyone, we are recording today. We're having adventures in Convergence Valley. And a little unusual for the time, I'm actually visiting Zoheb. So if you hear me echoing in the background on occasion, that's why. But we'll try to avoid it. We will do our very best.
What was very funny is that I heard you echo right then. So, but yeah, please go on.
Yes.
I did that intentionally.
Oh,
hello.
Well played, sir. Well played.
We are, as usual, the cast that you have heard, and you have heard Zoheb, Aadiyat, and Tree. Who you haven't heard is Salty, who is also here. Hello,
They did go.
I think I'm
I
here.
heard Salty. I heard Salty.
I think I'm here. I think
Yes.
I'm here. I might be in the. I might be in the lab.
You're in
Yes.
Zomblecom.
Oh no.
I don't know where I am right now.
Mm. Well, here we all are in the lab. No, here we all are outside of the lab, and we are playing some Apocalypse World today. And yeah, shall we hear a recap of last week? Does anyone want to do the full recap, or will I do it today?
No comment.
Okay, no one is commenting, so I will do it. Last time, we had a big fight on a train. Last time, Tar-Minotaur and Damnau Egravor went to track down... Well, Tar-Minotaur went to track down Damnau Egravor, who went to track down the weird clone of Perfidelity that Perfidelity released from captivity under Sicari's regret. And then the weird clone summoned a train. They both got on the train. There was a big climactic fight in which Damnau Egravor managed to catch the courier, this strange entity. But in the process, Tar-Minotaur was very hurt and then fell off the train, and life became untenable, which is a technical term in Apocalypse World for when you die, except not really. And so we shall see Tar-Minotaur recover from that, being in horribly bad shape in a moment. But some other things also happened. We saw Ahri catch up with an old friend and reminisce about the past. There was a lovely scene of them connecting about their past outside of the valley that neither Ahri nor Jetlag Pistachio can remember quite clearly. But in the process, Ahri did catch a couple of recollections about past, including some details about Lady Iskandric, who there is a realization growing between Ahri and Lady Iskandric that Lady Iskandric was one of the raiders that attacked the village under the rulership of the raider Kevan Kagan, who has the ability to erase people's memories, has the ability to erase people altogether from existence somehow. And besides that, yeah.
I was just going to say, it's an issue. It's a problem.
Yes, it is. Besides that, we also saw Perfidelity do some surgery. I almost said commit surgery, but that's not how you say that. Commit surgery.
In Perfidelity's case, maybe it is actually.
Yes. On Iskandric, to take out the implant that is turning Iskandric into Castador Sicari, take out the implant and modify it, and Iskandric now has access to Castador Sicari's memories, but only on command. They're not active all the time. And Fidelity also learned that the implants were made by the same company that made the train, the enigmatic catering company that has cropped up again and again in the valley's past from before the first apocalypse. And also, there was a conversation about whether or not this is ethical to rig sports. And I think that was everything.
Well, yes. I mean, it's not, to be so clear. It's not ethical to rig sports.
Yes, but is it everything? Or did I miss something?
There's two things, I think. Yeah. There's two things, which is I went out there with Disco Gilgamesh, or was it? Which one was Bingo Hammurabi?
Disco Gilgamesh.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, Bingo died.
Yeah,
yes,
I went out with Disco Gilgamesh, and I was like, I was very put out by this person looking like Perfidelity, and it looked like Disco Gilgamesh was going to kill Perfidelity, so I was like, no, I will kill Disco Gilgamesh. So that happened. And also, about this catering company, did we ever have a name for this?
They are just called the Catering Company, which was like that's their literal name. It was based on how the Indian train company is called, like the Railway and Catering Company, I think, and we just called this company the Catering Company. Okay. I don't know if they have a longer name. We haven't established it, I think.
That's fine then.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we never named it anything beyond that.
No, I don't think we did.
No. And also Perfidelity has a new reason to dislike Ashur-Dan. Because he totally stole the satellite that I had my eye on this whole time.
Yeah.
Yes. And I would like to ask about that a little bit, actually, about the satellite once we get into it. But before that, we have some beginning of session moves if we're done with the recap, starting up what is going on currently.
Yes.
So if there are no further questions or commentary, let us begin the session. Let's start with Ahri this time. You have 2 moves.
Sure. So first I see how my place is doing, and then I see how myself is doing. Excuse me. So the Sicari's Regret, which appears to be some kind of aspirational title, actually, fun fact. If only Sicari could regret in a place, that place should do this. I roll with my heart, which is now +2 because I took an advance after last session.
Right.
I rolled a 6.
Well,
So it turns out Sakari is regretting, actually.
Yeah.
But just maybe not in the way that I wanted her to.
so that means your establishment is in want, and you don't take +1 to living day to day.
Right.
And the wants for the regret are meddling and. Or did you change that?
No, I haven't changed it yet because I don't think I solved it last session, did I? Oh no, upkeep and we were doing, arguably me and Jetlag Pistachio were upkeeping and repairing. I don't know how effective that was.
Mhm. Evidently not, because you missed. So I guess you got distracted from your upkeep and repair.
Makes sense.
So meddling and upkeep and repair is what's going on. Okay. Your establishment is in want. I don't know how much we will see of that, because I think this session we might see Ahri actually travel.
Sure, yeah.
But we might. But let's see about your living day today.
So then that's also just a straight roll because I don't have any barter. I rolled a 12.
Okay. Well, you're doing all right.
I mean, it turns out. Yeah, sorry, go on. Yeah.
It turns out you're maybe better off when this is not a problem hanging over
Yeah,
your
it's
back.
like maybe when you don't have any responsibilities, it's like life is a lot easier or something.
Okay. So what I will tell you, Ahri, is that recovery, and you may interpret that broadly, is free. You are free to
that's nice.
recover and relax. And weapons are easy for you to get by.
Excellent. Okay, great. Fantastic. Okay, I love this. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Shall we do Tar-Minotaur next?
Tar-Minotaur is ready to be done.
Yes. I mean, you're also dead, but I figured we can check in with you.
Yeah, see, that's me done. That's me done. That's a 5. That's me done.
Done.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, not particularly surprising, I don't think.
So, Tar-Minotaur, I will say for you, then, I think let's use the same resources. Let's say that recovery is hard, and weapons are impossible.
Interesting to me that apparently recovery is easier than weapons.
Yes. So you already have some weapons. It's not that you can't access the weapons you actually have, but getting access to more ones is impossible, and you may face trouble with the ones you have as well. It becomes relevant.
According to some random Indian advertisement that I don't remember what they were advertising, impossible is nothing.
I know this. What is it? Is it cricket related?
Yeah, probably.
It's sports related for sure.
No, it's Gillette, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
No,
Razors.
it's not Gillette.
Is it? Or
Gillette is always the
Adidas?
best a man can get. Why would they have another slogan?
Might be Adidas or something. Cricket
Not sponsored,
related.
by the way. Anyway,
We aren't even sure what we're being sponsored by.
It is Adidas, and Impossible is Nothing has existed for a long time, apparently. So fun fact.
Okay.
Well, they don't sell weapons, so therefore not sponsored. But anyway, recovery is hard, which makes a degree of sense. Tar-Minotaur has been a bit fucked up, and weapons are impossible. Let's move on to Iskandric.
Yeah. Time to live. Actually, this living day to day, right? I've got 3 barter.
Roll with barter.
Yeah. Oh, it's at 8.
Okay, interesting. So that means one thing is easy and one thing is hard. Yes? Okay, because you are injured, I will let you choose. Do you want recovery to be easy or hard? Before you get to know what the other thing is.
Ooh, good question. You know what? I think actually I would like recovery to be hard because I would also like to die.
Okay, recovery is hard.
Yeah.
Okay. Completely normal statement.
Aadiyat has realized that that's a pro gamer move.
Yes.
Gives you +1 weird.
In this case, the thing that is easy to use weapons.
And especially I think dying and then coming back with +1 weird would be very good for what I've been saying about Iskandric and her memories.
Yep.
If it all makes
Yes,
sense.
of course.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So recovery is hard, and in that case, weapons are easy for you to come by. So both somehow both Ahri and Iskandric have easy access to weapons.
Yeah, I mean, cash, I guess.
I think in
I mean,
Iskandra's
there's an
case,
entire arms dealer's stash that's still left over at Ahiri's.
Yeah, that makes a degree of sense.
and I think in Iskandric's case, she's just opening up her coat, and then there's several pistols and everything, just on the inside lining.
Where'd that come from?
Huh? It's all it's hammer space.
I like the idea of you being your own arms dealer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big Neo in the Matrix, just opening his jacket and being like, "You thought I was done? Who do you think I am?"
Okay. Finally, we have Perfidelity, who gets to have 3 whole beginning of session moves. So that's juicy. Which would you like to do first?
How come your mom lets you have 3?
3. I'm just special like that.
Perfidelity's mother is just very neglectful. We haven't seen her, so that just
Because
I mean, how do we know Perfidelity even has a mum?
Yeah,
How do
feel
we
like
know Perfidelity
Perfidelity
didn't spring forward like a problem from the abyss?
From a tank, say.
Damn.
Oh my god, that wasn't Perfidelity's clone. That was just Perfidelity in the past. She released herself.
Mhm.
Right? From the tank, yes.
Yeah,
It makes sense now.
who needs to have a gestation period of 9 months when you can have a gestation period of 18 years?
Perfidelity in the
If you
current
think about
timeline
it.
released herself. In the past timeline, there are 2 Perfidelities superimposed.
How do we know
time.
there's not even more?
Yeah.
How do we know we're not Perfidelity?
This just makes me want to kill Perfidelity to solve this problem.
But then
That's why you're
you'd have
playing
to kill
Tar-Minotaur.
yourself.
Yeah.
So my first beginning of session move is ear to the ground, and let's go for. I haven't had the rail maul yet as a port of call, and let's go. Let's hear what's going on there.
Okay. Lovely.
That's a 5. So on a 6-, somebody there wants my blood. Ask the MC who.
Kid Gloves.
I feel like we know the answer to this question, don't we?
Yes, it's Kid Gloves.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a little bit because Kid Gloves has already had beef with Tar-Minotaur, but I think it makes perfect sense. So.
No, it's because Kid Gloves is the only person on the realm who's still alive.
That too. That is also part of it. I'm not gonna lie. Okay.
And now I also get bone feel. So let's see how that's going for me.
Didn't make enough space
Muy
on the
bien.
notepad for all your moves.
I'm hoping to make a feeling boned joke. No, 8.
So on an 8, I hold 1, and either myself or the MC can spend the hold to have me already be somewhere with proper tools and knowledge, with or without a clear explanation why. And then finally, I get to live day to day, which is a miss as well. Interesting.
Just roll 6s.
Yeah, just roll 6s.
You know what? You get to use one of the resources I haven't used yet. Recognition for you is impossible. And let's go with weapons as the theme. So weapons will be hard on your end, but recognition is impossible.
Interesting.
Nice.
All right. That's our beginning of session moves. That sets everyone up. So, before we get to Tar-Minotaur, which is where we shall properly begin, I would like to ask you, Perfidelity, you still planned to travel to the location of the satellite, yes?
Yes.
So,
I wanted to.
Are you and that's quite near Polemarch's fortress. It's outside of the valley, but it's, near where the fortress is, because the fortress is at the boundary. My question is, are you bringing anyone else there? Are you taking any of the other PCs with you? And of course, this is also a question for the other PCs.
I mean, Iskandric was with Perfidelity this whole time, and I'm game to tag along unless Perfidelity wants to do this in secret.
No, I think Perfidelity also suggested, well, maybe not suggested, told Ahri that this is where we have to go to understand what Ashur-Dan is up to. So I think,
makes sense.
it's a little jaunt outside.
Oh, so 3 of us.
Okay.
Hand in hand.
Ordinarily, I think it would be interesting to see the journey, but we've also discussed that we want to move the story along a little bit. So I'm just going to open with you guys finding the satellite. So just forewarning you of that. We'll do Tar-Minotaur scene first, but that's going to be your first scene. Finding the satellite.
Cool.
Okay. But let us cut to Tar-Minotaur. Who? My first question for you is, I think, as you lay dying or dead, what does it feel like for you to come back in this moment? Does this feel like you are... How does Tar-Minotaur visualize this? Do you visualize this as, I was knocked out, but luckily I survived? Or does Tar-Minotaur have a whole, like, I saw the realm of the dead? Like, how do you contextualize this near-death experience, if you get what I mean? Is this a religious thing? Is this just, I got hurt, but I got back up? What's your vibe?
I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down.
Not sponsored.
Mm-hmm. I think it feels a lot like... so I think like kind of passes out. So kind of like it fades into black. And then there's probably like a void of sensation for a while. Which is strange because I think it feels kind of like... Well, I don't know what sensory deprivation tanks would feel like, but it's kind of... it's what I would imagine a sensory deprivation tank would feel like. Time still passes by and you're aware of it, but you're also not feeling anything. So it could be like any amount of time. And then I think like a pain in the chest begins. That's like the first sensation. And I'm interested actually, if I may already, in seeing what's happening in my chest, because we spoke about something very interesting in my chest, didn't we?
Yes.
I think that probably activates at the moment of resurrection.
Yep. Absolutely.
I think I'll open my brain to that. Is that fine? Is it interesting?
You can open your brain to it. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Oh, my life is untenable choice, by the way, for the audience. I don't remember if I said it on air. I don't think I did. It was 2 weeks ago, maybe a bit more. It is +1 weird. That's relevant here.
Lovely. Oh.
But it's still a 6.
You have become weirder and you missed this move. All right.
Hello. So maybe it's up to you. Maybe it also means that like there's just the pain and I come to with like some sort of disadvantage or something else, but like maybe I don't get more insight, but I don't know.
Yeah. What the miss will mean here is you don't get much more insight other than you realize that there is something alien inside you. I think the interesting consequence of this miss is that you realize that at some point someone has put a thing, an implant in your chest that you don't remember being put there.
Yeah. It probably wakes me up. Sorry, you finish?
I think in part the reason you fail to open your brain is you discover this with like your fingers rather than your mind. This is not a sensation that comes from your mind. This is you as you come to your senses, kind of touching the wound where your armor has been, I guess, torn open as the train crashed. Your armor has been ripped open and there is some sort of injury there, and you like put your hands in it to feel for blood, and instead you feel the implant under your skin.
I think that's cool, but an alternate I might suggest if you go for it is that. So I'm feeling this thing in my chest. I'm feeling there's something there. Maybe it's like whirring or moving or something. Like it feels like a pain, like it's pretty bad. Like that's the first sensation. And then it's kind of like a sudden like electric shock that like jolts me awake, and I kind of like stand up fully. So I realize there's something there because of the jolt, and that kind of like makes me stand up fully.
We can combine these ideas, I think. Like at first you lie there feeling it out with your fingers, and then as you touch it,
bonk,
gives you a big jolt through your whole body.
Yeah. I like the idea of me just standing up like I don't know, Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, as you touch it, I think it moves, and the pain of it moving jolts you awake. This strange mechanical parasite that is put inside you, and you jolt
Yeah.
awake. You look around at the absolute devastation around you because the rail mall has derailed. So there is a carriage lying on its side. There's a big mess around you where it's like, train cars have broken down trees, spun through things. I think maybe an old building here is smashed. Whether it was abandoned or not, you don't know. But the rail mall goes strange places, right? So I think there's a building here that you have never seen before that is now wrecked to pieces. There's like a roof flung aside. You have no idea where you are. But a tiny village of like 3 houses has been smashed up as the train derailed. Trees have been knocked down, and there is a big mess.
Do I see bodies?
Yeah, you definitely see bodies. I mean, some of them you killed yourself. The people you were fighting on the wagon were probably flung along with you. And aside from Damno and the courier, they're all dead. So definitely Octothorpe Mason's body is here. Sadly, his weapons are not, I guess, because we know that weapons are impossible for you at the moment. So they were flung away or destroyed
Mm-hmm.
in the process. And you have sustained some injury yourself.
Yeah.
But you are somehow alive, and you jolt awake.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Go on.
I think I was going to ask you what you look for, but I think I know the answer, which is Damnau and the courier, right? Or is there something else you look for first?
Actually, the reason I was asking about bodies was that we have smashed through houses, and Terminator is probably aware, and because now I think part of the electricity is that now running on some sort of unnatural energy, right?
Yeah.
I think her first instinct would be to see if there's people who have been crushed under these buildings.
Yes, there are, and I think that they are already dead. This was quite a devastating impact. So
Yeah.
house has been knocked down. Like you see the body of someone who lived in this building, but they're already dead. They probably died immediately. A train car went through their house. So
yeah, so I think we see Terminator kind of mechanically trying to lift rubble to try to find people and realizing they're dead.
Makes sense. Yeah, so that's what you start to do. You start to move into help save people. And then I think you hear Damnau Egrovor's voice, calling out across the wasteland. And not calling out for you, because I think Damnau also assumes that you're dead. That would make sense, right? But you hear Damnau's voice going hello? Anyone? Anyone alive? Echoing across this rather barren landscape. I think at the moment, too, the fog that hangs out outside the valley and sometimes creeps in is pretty thick around you, so you can't see very far. It's not, totally blinding you. You can see across the site of the accident, but you can't, see, for instance, the mountains in the distance.
And I can't tell where Damno is specifically, just somewhere in the distance.
Yeah, somewhere still in among the wreckage. Not super far away, but, maybe behind the train car or hidden by the mist or something.
Yeah. I think Terminator tries to open her mouth to say something, but for some reason finds it difficult to. Possibly it's shock, or maybe it's something else, I don't know.
Yeah.
Finds that words don't come out. So she decides to stumblingly go searching for Damno. Also, I have 6 harm, right? Because my left was untenable. And I know recovery is hard, but I am alive, and 6 harm means dead. So what is my situation with that, actually?
Yes. The way I see it is that when life becomes untenable and you come back to the cleared harm track. So it's not recovery from harm that's going to be the big issue from you. Let's just start it over. I think that makes sense. If you think it makes sense that you would still have some nicks and bruises, we can set it to 2 harm. If you think that makes sense.
Yeah, I think 2 harm makes sense here.
Yep. So you're not perfectly refreshed, but you have been, this is a miraculous comeback, right? You were shot at, you were in a train crash, and you somehow came out of that with shallow wounds and much less injuries than you thought. But also, there is an implant wiggling inside you, and who knows what the hell that did to you.
Yeah. Terminator doesn't entirely understand that. I think she's still clutching her chest, and kind of stumblingly goes forward searching for Damno.
Yeah. Okay, so there won't be a roll here to find Damnau. Damnau is nearby. You
Okay.
you put aside these the dead bodies.
Yeah, the rubble.
You make your way further up towards another crashed carriage, and there I think you see Damnau, who has rescued the person who looks an awful lot like your squire, the courier. The not quite right Perfidelity Evergreen, the dirty and stained Perfidelity, now dirtier and more stained, partly with blood, partly with dirt. Actually, I guess unconscious, this perfidious character looks a lot more like Perfidelity because they're no longer wearing that strange smirk, and being dirty makes sense in context. So now the courier looks even more like Perfidelity.
Mm. And we established that Terminator lost the helmet, so we can see Terminator's face.
Yeah.
Battered and kind of like blinking. I think she stumbles forward towards Damnau. I know that I have 2 harm and that we established that it's not that bad, but I'm going to play her as a bit injured for a bit.
Yep.
Or at least
2 harm is still...
disheveled. Yeah.
2 harm ticks on the clock is still, that's on the... It gets better by itself, but it's not fun. You're still pretty fucked up, so that makes sense.
And disorientation is a thing. So I think she stumbles forward, and I think she managed to croak out, "Damnau."
You're alive?
Yes, she says, because, well,
yeah.
Some thoughts go to her head, it's like, that can't be right. Am I? No, wait, well, I'm here, so what else could it be?
Yeah.
I survived.
Damnau goes, so is the captive, somehow. I don't know exactly how, but he was flung into a tree when we derailed, but I think not so fast as some of the other people. He's hurt, but he's not dead.
So if I recall correctly, and this is me speaking out of character, I didn't find out anything about this person, right?
Pretty much no. You found out, you tracked them down, you found out they look like Perfidelity and can apparently summon the train.
Okay, yeah.
But
because
that's about what you know. And then
that's true.
He used the train to escape, but that didn't work out for her so well.
Yeah, I tend to struggle a bit with remembering what my character specifically knows, but good, okay, good.
Yeah. I mean, you also know that she came out of the tank under under Vicarious Regret and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I stumble forward, and then I kind of like sit on my haunches, clutching my chest, and then I say, "A heavy price to have recovered her, whatever she is. We must find out more."
Yes.
Yeah, you have done well.
Thank you, I think. Damnau says, and there's still this tension between you because, Damnau left your service, which I guess is oath-breaking, so...
Yeah. We can talk about that later.
I don't know how the relationship is between you, but she takes the compliment and I think looks around a little bit. Possibly there's some snow around, right, that you could choose to wake a person up with. Yeah, I think that's cool. So she makes like a snowball, lays the courier down beside you, makes like a snowball, and then like tosses it to you. If you want the honor.
No, I think I just kind of like wave my hand aside. She can do it.
Okay, yeah. Then I think Damnau also squats down. You're both like on the ground near this person in this absolute wasteland of like stumps and collapsed trees and everything. And she puts some snow on the courier's face and neck, which is a sensation that tends to wake people up. And so I think the courier snaps awake, looks around with like big eyes darting side to side, realizes, like sees your face and takes in pretty quickly. This is all a moment, but you can see the thought process in her head, right? She goes like, "Oh shit, I'm awake. There are people around." And what happens? Unless you stop it. You can stop it, but I will tell you what unfolds quickly here. Is that she starts to make this strange dial-up modem noise again, or her body does. She doesn't make it with her mouth, but something emanates from inside her. And I think you realize two things. One of them in character and one of them that I will frame out of character. The first is she has an implant too. This you are in character dead certain of. Something inside you stirs in reaction as this noise emanates from her. It's within her body. It is an implant like yours. And the second thing, which I will tell you out of character, but that you can, Tar-Minotaur can like deduce what it means in character, is that she is doing the augury move. She is trying to reach out to the world psychic maelstrom.
Hmm.
It is up to you how Tar-Minotaur
Interesting.
exactly learns and interprets this in character, because augury is a very vague move, right? But this is what's going on, and you are picking up on it.
Well, Terminator does what Terminator does. Respond to things with violence.
Yeah.
So I think she reaches forward and like a python, despite her.
Mhm.
It's strange because like she should be disabled, she shouldn't be able to move at all, but like her arm moves almost automatically and like grasps the courier's neck tight and then says no. And I would like to use standing across the threshold to interrupt the world psychic maelstrom.
Okay. How does this move
Is
work?
that reasonable?
Yeah, it is.
You can just confront the world psychic maelstrom as though it were a person. That's it.
Okay. Okay, you're not confronting the courier. You're confronting the maelstrom. Lovely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Right.
I'm confronting someone. Maybe it's the maelstrom. Maybe it's Either way, it's a confrontation. Cool. Aggro is with 2. That's a miss.
Okay. So I will give you 2 options for what happens on a miss here. Hold on a second. Sorry, easy. I will give you 2 options. The first is you can simply open your brain, make that move, and try to understand what is happening, but let it happen. Or you can stop it as it is happening, like make the courier stop, but then you don't actually engage with the maelstrom at all. Like whatever happens, maybe it happens somewhere else. Whatever the maelstrom does, you don't interfere with it or learn anything about it in this case, but you do still like retain the courier under your command.
I think this is me as Zoheb saying this. What happens to Terminator? I don't think Terminator would choose to do this. I think like when I have my hands around her neck and the dial-up continues because that's not where the dial-up is. That's not where the dial-up is stored, right? I think probably like our implants perhaps connect together, and that's how I open my brain.
Yep.
Is that a straight roll?
Yes, it's an open your brain straight roll, but like the augury happens, you're just getting information about it, right?
That's fine. That's also a miss.
Wow.
Okay. Interesting things are going on here. So, yeah, I'm not just going to deny you information because that's not interesting on a miss. So you're still going to learn things, but they are going to be bad. You realize that you have an implant. Courier has some sort of similar but different one, and Damnau has one as well. And this signal is going to affect Damnau fully and completely. And so you sense at once that Damnau is being manipulated, controlled, hypnotized, something like that. And yeah, I think this is the most interesting and dramatically bad effect. You realize that the courier is temporarily affecting Damnau in some way, and the Damnau is about to betray you. This is not something that Damnau is choosing to do. This is, whether this is outright mind control or some kind of illusion or some kind of, you're not sure. But whatever the case, something is going on in Damnau's head that is going to make her betray you. Like immediately this instant. But you are still like the greater warrior. You can still react to it.
I want to see what she's about to do. Can I read her?
You can absolutely read her. Or the situation, or Damnau, as you please. But the interesting and bad consequence here, I think, is twofold. You are definitely sure that Damnau is about to attack you, and you are definitely sure that it is not Damnau's fault. I think being sure of both of those things is pretty fucked up.
Yeah. I think actually read a situation because, she's not herself right now. Mm-hmm. And like the read a person questions don't make sense here. Okay. Sharp is flat. Okay, that's a 10.
Mhm.
Okay, read the situation. Well, what should I be on the lookout for?
Okay. Would you be on the lookout for in this moment? So, I mean, this is with your warrior's instinct, I suppose. This is not opening your brain because we established that failed. So I think the answer with your warrior's instinct is you should be on the lookout for I'm now hitting you with a piece of train that is nearby. There's like Amna doesn't have a weapon available, but I guess there's like a long piece of metal on the ground, sort of crowbar shaped. And it's the obvious weapon if you were going to just like pick that up and assault someone, especially if you're not wearing a helmet.
Mm-hmm. What represents my best opportunity to stop her?
Mm-hmm. So, what represents your best opportunity is she is being misled, not mind controlled. You can shout her down. You can be like, oh, actually, get yourself together. This is not what's going on.
Okay.
And I think you realize this because, you know, you're supposed to get a sense of how you realize it also by how she looks from the courier to you and goes like, oh shit, the courier is doing something to Tar-Minotaur. Because that's how she perceives it.
Okay. Well, I think this is obvious, but who or what poses the biggest threat to me?
The World Psychic Maelstrom poses the biggest threat to you, which you have just failed to engage with. I think you realize that this is, you know, the courier is just a person of flesh and blood, a person with extraordinary abilities, but the main danger about them is that there's some sort of conduit.
All right. Okay, well, I have one hand on the courier's neck. She looks like Perfidelity, so it's a pretty scrawny neck. I got two hands. I don't know. I'll reach out with the other and grab down now.
Okay, so you're grabbing down now.
Yeah.
Directly. Yeah.
I think that's
all right.
Confront as well.
Yeah, I guess it's a confront. Yes, you're sort of threatening Dam now. You're not outright attacking her.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have that chain into another move, and then I think we'll cut away. But
yeah, that's a 7.
That's a 7, and on a 7, what happens, please?
It's on a 7 to 9. If they don't want to obey you or defy you, they can try to straw, make excuses to pass the buck, but in return, you take +1 forward against them.
Yeah. So I think Dam now stalls, and you get +1 forward against her. But what Dam now sees is what Dam now says, rather, as you reach out, is he goes like, "How are there so many of you?" Looking at you.
Okay.
And I think that's a good moment to cut away.
Yeah, nice.
Yes. Okay. Meanwhile, the other Perfidelity, and Iskandric and Ahri, I guess, as you see fit. We cut to you guys at the outskirts of the valley. You have had trek here. You've had, a bit of a journey. And I think we see these like a rocky area outside of the valley, like it's mountainous. There is, I think actually it's interesting if you're on an old asphalted road. Well, it's not asphalted anymore. It's been broken up because no one has maintained this in a very, very long time. But there are like chunks of asphalt and maybe like old road signs. Like this is was once a paved road that winds its way through the mountains. And beside that, there is, yeah, why not? I think this is a dramatic positioning. There is also a very, very old house that hasn't been used because you can't live out in the fog away from everything. So there's a house here that also hasn't been inhabited since before the apocalypse, like a small, maybe like a toll station. Yeah, I think this has the vibe of being like an old border station. There's like a boom, there's a little gate station for a guard, this sort of place where you cross between two countries by car. That's the kind of place it is. All of that, first of all, having fallen apart for years, and then second, the little toll house, little guard station, has been smashed by a satellite that crashed down here. And has spilled apart and scattered all over, and has very clearly been looted. Like the shell of the satellite in part is still here, like some bits and pieces of the interior. But it's also clear that around 2/3 of the satellite have been like stripped away and either disposed of or used in something interesting.
Mm.
And here we find Perfidelity. Like as you reach your destination, you step forward and you see very clearly immediately like, okay, yes, this is where the satellite is, and also, yes, like I predicted, Ashur-Dan got here before me. But the satellite is not gone. It's mostly gone. What do you do?
Yeah. Yeah, I think 100% Perfidelity is probably before even turning off her bike, the bike that belongs to Finnick Garibaldi, she's already off swinging into action, catches herself a little bit wrong on the asphalt, grabs a side to steady herself, immediately laying hands upon the satellite, trying to figure out, is there anything worth taking here? Is there anything that he has left? What has he taken exactly? These things that have not landed since the president fell.
Yeah. And I think there are some things that are immediately obvious to you, because this is the first one since the president fell. What Ashur-Dan has taken is everything that can be used to make one of the knight's suits of armor. But, curiously, he has left a lot of the electronics, a lot of the pieces that go into this, except for some reason for the satellite transponder, or the thing that pings the ground telling you where the satellite is. And it's weird that he would take only that, because it's not like the most valuable piece of electronica aboard a satellite, right? It's just going, here I am. That's all it really sends. But it's missing. A lot of the other electronica is here, though.
So he's taken the bits that can be made into a suit of armor and the transponder.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's exactly what Perfidelity was hoping to find back here, because Ashur-Dan should have had his own suit of armor.
Mm-hmm.
And she curses. I don't think she kicks out. She curses with parts of the electronica in her hand, wires and motherboards overflowing, spilling through her fingers. Yes, and she looks up to, because I imagine there's a bit of a crater. She's kind of descended into its epicenter. She looks up at the other two. He has taken strange things. He's taken what I wanted. And this was mine. This was my claim. I saw it first, and I fear he is building something. Something out there. Something he needs the fortress for.
Yeah, I will say, there are still bits of satellite shell here. It's not like there's zero metal for you to take, just not enough to make a full suit. So I don't want to lock you out of being able to make things with metal sheet. There is still some. But yeah, carry on.
Perfidelity is saying this to us.
Yes.
The rest? Okay, I think Iskandric shrugs as if to go, well, them's the breaks, kid, you know. Finders keepers, and and she goes, you think he's gone straight to the fortress with this then? And Iskandric, I think, is hobbling, you know, a bit. Hasn't fully, I say fully, hasn't recovered at all from the surgery. So, you know, maybe has a little walking stick to, and she's using that to prod the little, like idly prod the bits of satellite that's left over. And I think what Iskandric will ask is, now, Perfidelity, I know you've been tracking these for a while, but how do you think he knows about exactly where it was going to land? Because I think, you know, it's kind of just from looking at maybe the tracks or, you know, leftover I was gonna say that because he was in and out of here pretty quick.
I'm not the only one to have something to watch the sky with. I wouldn't put it past him to have people all over the valley, people outside of the valley. And I think that's when she drops what she's carrying. Well, it might be finders keepers, but this was mine. This was my satellite. It was there when I was born. He has no claim to it. It is just another reason that he will die, as was foretold by the radio.
Iskandric gives a little smirk and goes, "Oh, he'll die. All right, if he's standing in her way. But this was there when you were born." Huh. And sentence trails off. If you want to elaborate on that.
No, I don't think she will. But I mean, Ahri is here as well, right?
Yeah. I am going to roll Weather Eye. So while this is happening, I'm taking a second to check my instincts.
Mhm.
Which is why I'm not participating in this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Out of curiosity, is Ahri here alone, or have you brought one of your employees or bodyguards or such?
More importantly, have you brought my boys? Because they were they went back to doing security for the regret.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, now if I don't leave at least some of your boys there, it'll seem like I didn't trust them, which
yeah.
is a whole thing.
Mhm.
And the boy that I liked best died a while ago, and I haven't made any friends since. So I think I brought the professor, Fulminia,
Okay.
because I promised Perfidelity that I would, but I don't think I brought anyone else.
Okay, so Professor Fulminia is here. Lovely. He's
Yeah.
a guy interested in telecommunications to some degree, so that's interesting. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's a former knight as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's quote unquote retired, whatever that means. I'm not sure I know what that means, but he keeps saying he's a retired knight, and I keep going, okay.
Look, I know people like that who say that they've retired and then spend all their time just doing their job anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Fulminia is here.
Yes,
Fulminia
indeed.
is a quote unquote retired knight and is watching this. Yeah, cool. I just wanted to contextualize this, but please do your weather eye move.
Cool. Okay, cool. So it's plus cool, which is 2, because I am so cool.
Wait a minute. Is this you opening your brain by cheating?
No.
This is you.
No. No. I'm checking my instincts, which is a totally different thing.
Yep.
Gut feeling.
For some reason, I thought you were going to finish that sentence with "I'm checking my Instagram," which is a totally different thing.
Opening my brain by checking Insta.
Yeah, he's
plus 2. Sorry, I forgot to add my 2, so it's a 7.
Ahri is looking at the Instagram stories to see what's been going on with people. Yeah.
Okay.
Ashur-Dan posting his scavenger haul.
Yeah.
Bastard.
Yes. All right. So what happens on a 7?
On a 7, I ask 1, which is what's on the horizon, what's coming, what's gathering. And I think the image that I have is that Ahri and the professor, while everyone else is looking at the satellite and being like, oh my god, it's already been ransacked. I'm looking outwards and I want to see what literally and figuratively what's on the horizon.
Okay, so what figuratively is on the horizon, the weather doesn't change very much in Convergence Valley, but fog, I think, is stronger than usual. It's encroaching. It's been mild for a while. You've had it retreating, but I think it's rolling in, and I think you're especially sure that you can't linger here for long because the fog is going to get really bad, and if you're out in the fog for too long, bad things happen to you. So, in the sense of the weather, it's getting foggy. It's creeping in. It's getting that weird, cold that accompanies it that seems to be almost as much a spiritual as a physical cold. It's rising. But the other thing that you're sure about, I think, in the what's coming thing, because I think this is an interesting answer, is why would Ashur-Dan make a second suit of armor, and you somehow get it in your brain, like, this is for a diversion. This is part of a trick.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. This is how I know I'm not opening my brain to the Maelstrom, because the Maelstrom doesn't give you normal, straightforward answers like
No.
this. The Maelstrom gives you answers like,
Yeah.
what if a large cloud was secretly a Dracula?
Yeah, weather AI used to be basically you just open your brain, but with cool, but they changed it, which is cool.
Yep. So
I'm glad.
The chill you get is like, okay, the weather is getting cold, and Ashur-Dan is up to something, and this is all most certainly part of a trick. I think that's just what your gut instinct tells you about these sorts of things. Why do people get a spare anything? Either because they need a spare, or because they need an extra one to trick someone.
Yeah, I am going to look at Perfidelity and say, what he took, is it more like he's building a suit of armor that he intends to replace the one he's got? Or is it more like it's a totally different kind of armor?
Perfidelity considers what has been left and what remains. He should have a suit of armor already, and it is not easy to destroy it. If it's a spare for something worse. We do not just take for ourselves. Either he has some sort of legacy up his sleeve, or maybe he intends to use it in some way, control it. He took the transponder, something to communicate with. And I think what I would like to do is, whenever I handle or examine something interesting, I can things speak it.
Yes.
And
Certainly
Perfidelity,
the ruined satellite.
yeah, kneels down in the wreckage, holds those handfuls of wires and chips and these discs that once held information from before the fall, the first fall, up to her mouth and whispers to it. Asks, speak to me. Yeah, I shall roll weird. Nice. That's a 10. Fantastic.
We love that.
We love that. So on a 10, I ask 3. And you know what? What has been done most recently with this or to this feels very appropriate.
Okay, so, well, obviously you know a lot about this already. Like, pieces have been taken away to make a suit of armor with, presumably, but you can't actually tell that, because you can tell that pieces have been taken away from this. You can't tell what they were used for. The relevant thing, what has been taken away from this, is its identity. The transponder is more than just a transponder. Effectively, Ashur-Dan has taken the satellite's name.
Nice, yeah. And I suppose then that leads into what's wrong with this and how might I fix it? Because I always ask that, and I'd love to ask it.
Yes. Well, what's wrong with this is that it no longer has an identity. It is now just a collection of electronica. So I think basically what Ashur-Dan has done is, in a literal sense, yes, but also strongly in a symbolic sense, he has turned this from a satellite into a pile of junk. No longer has the identity of satellite, and there's nothing you can do to fix it. It is a pile of junk now. I think that's a fair answer. What can I do to fix it? In this instance, the answer is nothing.
So don't fix it. Make it something new.
Yes, but from Perfidelity's point of view,
the
satellite has been both physically and spiritually destroyed, which is interesting.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm saying this out of character for sure.
Of course.
Or perhaps we can restore the transponder?
Maybe. But I think Perfidelity senses very strongly this satellite has been utterly destroyed as a satellite.
Okay.
Yes, and I think she starts to, with renewed energy, shovel these pieces of metal, calls up to Professor Fulminier. Help me. It's a relic. You know what it means? Come down. And I think the last thing I'd like to ask before I trigger what I want to do next is who made this?
Yes. Who made this is the catering company. They made the train, they made the implants, they made this.
They made the satellite?
Yeah.
Wow.
To feed the astronauts.
Yeah.
Of course. Cool.
I mean, lots of people were involved because there was a supply chain, but primarily them. So.
Since everyone is opening their brain or cheating to open their brain, let me also open my brain. Why not?
I'm just hanging out, man.
Yeah.
Okay. So how does it look as you open your brain?
I think what Iskandric is more interested in is the memory of the place rather than the thing, right?
Okay.
This toll house that got destroyed. So she's trying to, I think, tune into the lingering memories of the people who were here. So Ashur-Dan, his boys.
Yeah. All right. So as you are doing this, as you are attuning to the place, I think Fulminia comes down from a vantage point, chewing on a raw carrot because Fulminia likes raw food. Comes down, looks over at Perfidelity and goes like, "All right, we should hurry. It's getting colder." And helps you collect pieces of the satellite because that's what you wanted help with, right? Like,
yes.
Yeah. Bring as much as you can. Very good. And Iskandric, I suppose you were going up to like the ruined toll house then and like putting your hands on the building to try to get in touch with the place.
Yeah.
Go ahead and open your brain.
Right. It's a 9.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, all right. That's confusing and alarming vision. So you put your hand on it, and you realize something about. I think you don't get exactly the kind of answer you want. You're trying to reach out to understand Ashur-Dan, right? Yeah. And so the sense you get immediately is that like the satellite, Ashur-Dan is dead. Except not really. You look at the satellite and you go like, Ashur-Dan name was also taken away. Ashur-Dan is no more. Or is he?
Ashur-Dan's name was taken away. And he is no more. Or is he?
Yeah. So it's like a feeling you get as you look at the satellite that Ashur-Dan has a strange kinship with the satellite in that, like the satellite, he also died.
Very interesting.
Like the satellite, he's also still here at the same time.
Okay. Okay. If no one else is doing anything, I think then what Iskandric, upon learning this, will do is she, hobbles back to where everyone else is and asks Professor Fulminia that. So, Professor?
Yeah.
You were a knight once upon a time?
What?
A knight. Yeah? You're part of the Old Order?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ashur-Dan. Yeah. You knew him?
I did, yeah. We weren't in the same order, but people knew Ashur-Dan. He was an upstart, ambitious. Before this whole slaying evil thing, didn't have much to his name, to be honest.
Okay, so you say you didn't know him too well, but was there ever a time when maybe he started acting not quite like himself?
The thing is, he was an upstart, right? Ambitious, kept talking big, but not accomplishing much. Wanted to reach out, to do more, wanted to be some sort of hero. And then he went to the place you don't go. He went to the forbidden place where monsters come from. He came back from that different. Came back from that real different. I mean, that's the big change. Came back and bragged about having slain evil, about being the greatest champion, about having changed, I don't know, the valley forever. It was like something religious had come over him. And that's, if you wondering about a change. That's it, really.
And Iskandric, I think, upon hearing that Ashur-Dan thinks that he has slain evil, goes, oh no, evil is yet to come to this valley.
So I've heard. Which is why we should get out of here, because the weather's turning for the worse, and if something bad's coming beside the weather, I don't want to face it freezing my toes off.
Yeah, you're right, we should leave. But this place, you said, the place where you shouldn't go. How do you get there?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one place which everybody's like, definitely don't go there. I'm so curious.
Uh-huh. Yes.
How do you go there?
How do you get
He
there?
he shifts his jaw and he says, "I don't know." But of course, Perfidelity knows because you found the track that leads there some time ago.
Yeah.
And interestingly, there is a train track to the place that you do not go to, which is a little weird because who goes by train to a place where no one ever goes? So it is.
Mhm. All right.
Oh,
by definition, no
Ghost
one.
train.
No one goes to the place no one ever goes, by train or otherwise.
Yes. But yes, so I think, Perfidelity, you hear this question, and it's up to you whether you react to it in some way, raise an eyebrow or not. But I think Fulminia just shrugs and goes like, I don't know. I mean, no one does.
I think, well, we have no point in waiting. I think Iskandric will just say her hypothesis, which is, so, some time ago, upstart Ashur-Dan went into the places where you don't go, and Ashur-Dan did not leave, but something else did in his place and in his body. So, well, I don't really care one way or the other. If someone wants to put old Ashur-Dan back in his body, or if you just want to kill the thing that's there now. But, well, I guess what I'm trying to say is this Ashur-Dan that we're dealing with now isn't him, and probably isn't even a person. I'd be careful about how we approach this.
I think Fulminia grimly crunches on his carrot in response. There's a grim look and a lot of crunch,
Yeah.
but not a response.
He's thinking to himself, yeah, what's up, Doc?
Exactly.
Oh man, you killed me. Jesus Christ. Wabbit season.
Ashur-Dan the Nimrod.
Yes, truly.
Yeah, and I think Perfidelity is already astride her motorcycle. Goes over. Then we need to get to the fortress immediately. The Polemarch, she has declared a duel with Ashur-Dan. They are to duel in the morrow, and she looks up to the sky. We should get going.
Yeah, we should. I don't know what Ashur-Dan is now, but if he's... I get a feeling that this is not the upstart Ashur-Dan just challenging someone to a duel for out of overblown confidence. This Ashur-Dan knows what he's doing. And Polemarch Smith is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and Perfidelity looks over to Ahri. What say you? You have a good instinct for these things.
I don't think that Ashur-Dan, as he was, had the kind of sense you would need to track a satellite that fell out of the sky and scavenge it for materials. He was the kind of man who would think to himself, I am invincible and I have no need for anything different. So I am inclined, perhaps, to believe the lady but it only brings more doubts. What would he need another suit of armor for? A diversion? A trick? Make us believe that he does not need another suit of armor for himself. He has the one with which he apparently murdered God, or whatever it is.
Evil.
Evil, yes, that's what I said, God.
Whatever is left back there. Whatever is back there. Bring it here. The satellite was able to fend off the fog, and I think now the fog is starting to lick into this crater, starting to coalesce. And Perfidelity looks deep into it, and perhaps this is opening her brain, but not yet as she turns back. It can resist it. It's above it all. He can bring whatever is waiting in the cradle here. And she looks at Iskandric. He can bring him here. That's why we need the transponder. He can bring him through the fog.
We need Ashur-Dan alive for this bit, Iskandric says in character.
We need his transponder. The transponder will... And I think already, things are starting to click into place as she continues staring into that fog. We can... With the transponder, we could potentially pierce through the fog, take him down. That might be... You said you wanted to use the tower? That's how we use the tower.
Yeah. Iskandric mulls this over for a bit. I think, things are falling into place for her as well. And then she kind of just gestures towards herself and goes, if it comes to taking Ashur-Dan out, I mean, driving up with driving up in that, and she just points at the 4-wheeler and goes, and blowing him up with the rockets. We can do that, but I'm in no shape for a precision strike. Listen. Well, I'm not in a place for a precision strike, but you said we might have allies there. And we need to get there first. We need to get to them before Ashur-Dan sees us.
Well, lead the way.
Okay, so out of character, I think the plan is, I'll just say what I'm thinking, is Iskandric and Klow, we go to Polemarch's fortress, maybe around the back, whatever, and then Iskandric can use her plug-and-play Cassandra Sakari to command Polemarch 12, what was it, 6 bullets? How many bullets did Smith
12
have?
bullets.
Polemarch Smith, 12 bullets, yeah.
Yes. 12
There's 2
bullets,
guns.
Smith. Yes, there's 2. Okay. We can ask. Very good. We can ask 12 bullet Smith to, no, call it off. Call off the fight. And, go from there. Yeah.
Okay,
But-
so your plan is for Perfidelity to basically go this is the precedent.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, you are.
Demonstrably, this is, Iskandric is the president. So, yeah.
Not if I'm the
gonna-
president first.
Well,
Damn.
look, you're not even fully alive yet, so.
Is that a requirement?
Okay. So, you guys are heading back.
Wait a minute, you're not even from the valley. You don't count.
Mhm.
This is an American
Damn.
presidency joke.
So, you guys are heading for the fortress
Mhm.
immediately then.
Mhm.
Yes?
Yeah, we got a call of the fight because we can't let Ashur-Dan do whatever he's doing.
Mhm.
He's gonna. Well, Iskandric thinks in character that he's gonna. This is planned. He is goading Smith into fighting him, and Smith's going to die.
Mhm.
And we need to stop this.
Very good. Right.
Can I, before this happens, roll Everybody Eats to see
Yeah.
what I can remember about Ashur-Dan in the previous past?
You have done this move on him before, but the situation has changed a lot since you did, so I think it's
Yeah.
perfectly valid to do it.
I just love the idea that you're rolling everyone eats because it's mealtime and everyone's really hungry.
Yeah.
Handing out more
And we're
carrots.
hanging out.
Yeah.
We're hanging out. It's a picnic. Aw.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see this move, and then I think let's cut back to Tar-Minotaur as you guys make your way back. But let's give you the
I'm also
information.
hanging out. It's also a picnic.
Yes.
I rolled a 12.
Picnic on the
Nice.
battlefield. Mm-hmm.
So how could I get to them physically or emotionally?
So, in this instance, you were quite sure that Ashur-Dan has set up a plan, a trick.
Mm.
And so the straightforward answer here is, like, I think, just from a positioning perspective, you have a little bit of a limited position now because you know that Ashur-Dan is playing trickery, right? But how you can get them physically or emotionally is to not fall into whatever trap they are setting. I'm going to say that is the answer. Like, be very wary, and you are fully aware that whatever Ashur-Dan is doing, it is not what it seems to be. And I think that's the only information you can realistically get out of this. You can push for if you think you have a way of figuring out more, but I think that's basically it.
I mean, unless the professor specifically has insight, maybe not, right? Like, he's the NPC who's here who could immediately tell me. So, yeah, that's fine.
Yes. What could the professor tell you? I guess you could get some information about how you can get to Ashur-Dan emotionally. I mean, okay, I think the one tidbit you can get emotionally is that Ashur-Dan has a weird relationship with the monsters of the valley. He is supposedly the one who slew them all, but Fulmini also reads it as like he seems to be kind of unsettled by the monsters. At least he was before he went on this adventure. Like he seemed to, you know, consider them a big problem, which they are, but also they seem to be kind of naturally dying out amongst themselves. So he does have some sort of weird obsession with them.
Yeah. That makes sense. My second question is, I think I still know the answer to this, but what or who do they love best?
Okay, last time you asked this, Ashur-Dan loves Ashur-Dan. That was your answer, right? He's obsessed with himself. Yeah. I think the answer you're going to get this time is that Ashur-Dan loves Ashur-Dan, and also maybe the people who pretend to be Ashur-Dan.
Dan solidarity.
It's your third question, because you get 3, right?
I do get 3. And my third one, because I know when I should next expect to see them, and I don't particularly care what's up with them. So, yeah, who do they like, know, or trust?
Okay. So, the answer was Revolver Pinata, but Revolver Pinata is dead.
Correct.
So I think the straightforward answer I can get here is who do they like or trust? The closest answer here is going to be like Revolver Pinata had people, right? Like, he had employees, he had, and those people. I think this is something you just straightforwardly heard about the grapevine. This isn't a hunch. This is just what you've heard. Ashur-Dan is sort of collecting Revolver Pinata's people. He had this person who was very competent at doing like the logistics and merchant work and whatnot, and he's now collecting them. So one answer is those people. And the second answer is Ashur-Dan is probably the only person you know who likes, trusts, and knows people outside of the valley.
This makes sense. Okay, yeah. I think I will, just as we're having the meal, say to the people I'm eating with that that the next time we come across anyone who says they're Ashur-Dan's friend, we need to kill them with great impunity.
When you meet Ashur-Dan's friend on the road, kill him.
Correct. Great. Yes. Amazing.
Okay. Meanwhile, Tar-Minotaur.
Yeah.
So as we see these 4 people, Fulminia and the rest of you, drive off back in the direction of Polemarch Fortress, Tar-Minotaur, you're holding Sam now pinned, who has just said, "How are there so many of you?" Looking at you with like murderous intent, but also, they stall, which I'm interpreting in this situation to be like, Damna would still like to do violence to you, but is in no immediate position to do so. There is this calculation of like, can I overpower you? Can I like use my other hand to grab a weapon? You've seen this before. You know warriors, right? And Damna is a competent warrior. So they're stalling in that sense. They're still intending to do violence to you, just kind of trying to figure out a way in which they're likely to win, because just striking you with a held hand is not going to do it.
And what about Miss Beep Beep Boop Boop over there?
Yeah, I think Perfidious, as I'm going to call this other Perfidelity, just to separate them, because I think it's an amazing name, Perfidious Deciduous.
I hate that, but okay.
Yeah, is lying there, I think, smugly expecting that this has worked. I think you have good warrior's instinct, so you have, for whatever reason, not been affected by this augury as she hoped you would be, but she hasn't realized that. So she thinks you are also like hallucinating or something.
Yeah. Okay. I think my response is going to be, so many of what? There are none left.
Oh, many perfidelities. I don't get it.
I do not understand you. If you know what you are, if you know something, speak.
I don't. Who are you?
I am Tar-Minotaur Azdagush, Knight of the Order of the Worm.
And I think as you speak your name, you can see now like twitch, as if there is, he's under the influence of some sort of mind control spell, for lack of a better description, right? And she twitches. And it's clear to you, I think, that as you say your name, it's like that's like fighting against whatever illusion she's under, and she can't hear what you're saying. There is this like shaking her head, going like, what?
I turn to the other one then. It's like, what is this? What have you done? What are you doing to me?
Yeah, I think now Perfidious is shocked. Like, this was not supposed to happen. And for the first time, I think this very smug Perfidelity actually looks worried. He goes, what have I done? Damn it. I thought I killed you for good. But no. Castador Sicari, you're still in there, aren't you?
You say her name?
Yes. Yes. I killed Castador Sicari, or at least I thought I did.
Why? And what are you doing now? I will know. You will tell me.
Because you are no longer needed. This order of knights has become superfluous. A problem. I'm getting rid of you. One by one.
Superfluous to what?
You were put here as caretakers of the valley. It doesn't need caretaking anymore.
Put here by who?
Company. Who else?
I do not know. I do not know what this is. If you will kill me, you will tell me who you are.
I am the courier. I am the herald. The true owners of this valley will return, and you will not be here when they do.
Explain to me. I tire of riddles. I tire of innuendo. I tire of unfinished sentences. You will speak to me now and tell me what I am and what you mean and what you have done to her.
Yeah, I think Damna is like still struggling against whatever is happening, right? So Damna is just trying to figure out what is going on.
Yeah, I
Just
think I
snap back
bark
to
at her. Thing.
Yeah.
You are an unfinished squire and a traitor. You never finished your training You never finished your training to be a knight. You will not defeat me. Relax.
Yeah. I think this actually works. I think Damna relaxes and realizes that, like, even though she's not sure what's going on, she stops trying to fight you because, like, she believes you. This makes sense.
Yeah. Sit down, Junior.
Although, in fact, just for fun,
Yeah.
I think we can have a reason with someone roll here because I remember you have a +1 forward against her.
Oh, yeah.
And I
Sure.
think this is reasoning with someone. So I think even on a miss, she's not going to start outright fighting you, but it's interesting to see how much of a rapport you're building with Damna here.
Yeah.
So reason
A
with a
report on
+1.
the basis of, like, bro, you sucked, okay?
Yeah.
You sucked so much you couldn't even finish the trainee program, okay?
Mhm.
Come
Yeah,
down.
but this is being reasonable. You're not actually
Oh, that's a
threatening
9
her.
though.
You're just pointing out that don't get into suicidal fights, which is perfectly reasonable.
It's a 9
Oh.
though.
A 9.
What happens on
Yeah.
a 9? On a 7 to 9, or if they seem reasonable or refusing, ask them for their counterproposal or ask what you would have to do to convince them and decide for yourself whether and how to pursue it.
Yeah, and I think in this instance, the clear answer here is what you would do to fully convince Damna is to, like, free her of, the hacking that the courier is doing.
Okay.
So, but for now, Damna still holds
Yeah.
back. She's not going to attack
Yeah.
you. She's just like,
Yeah.
a little bit hazy about what's going on, and she's going to continue to be a bit hazy about what's going on.
Yeah. Perfidelity would never talk to her like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yes, you have asked questions of the courier, who I think steadies her breathing.
Yeah.
Tries to explain this, right? And she goes like, you have seen that almost everything in this valley was made by people a long time ago. Do you think they completely abandon it? No, it was put here for a reason. They need these things again. They need the land again. They are coming back. Do you understand?
You tell me that the purpose of the knights was simply to hold this property in trust to strangers until they need it again?
That is what I'm telling you. At some point, it seems you forgot your purpose. That's why I have to get rid of you.
What is inside my chest?
What is inside your chest is the caretaker, your programming. The thing that was meant for you to do your job. But it seems you're all defective now.
Holy shit.
You called me Cazador Sicari. I am not Cazador Sicari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it seems there's been some interesting behavior over time from you. You're not Cazador Sicari. Cazador Sicari was never meant to exist. But is remarkably persistent, apparently.
I do not understand this. Terminator says because, well, she doesn't.
Yeah. I think the courier sighs and goes, I don't understand it either. Head of security was meant to be immortal. Yes, but it seems at some point, caretaker security became Cazador Sicari.
And she lives inside me.
Yes, somehow. Somehow she's still there.
Okay. I'm gonna try to feel her out. By her, I mean Cazador Sicari. Can I open my brain to Cazador Sicari again?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Hold on. Actually, I realized something. I had a +1 ongoing. So the way to read a situation works now is that every time you react on any of the answers to any rolls, you get +1. So I think the reason with someone should actually have been a 10.
Okay, perfect. So
Yeah, I
then
forgot
Damnau
about
has snapped out of it. Let's
Yep.
say that, a little bit delayed, but Damnau is now also lucid again and
Yeah, I forgot
understands
that.
that you are Tar-Minotaur.
I forgot that it works a bit differently this time.
Yeah,
It's good.
very good.
But yes, I do not get a +1 because that's nothing to do with Damnau.
Mhm.
To the open my brain, I mean.
Mhm.
That's a 7. Confusing
Okay.
and alarming visions, as it should be.
Yes. So I think you see this like glitchy vision of Cassador Sicari appear before you as you open your brain. It's like ghost of Cassador Sicari that you've spoken to, right? Sort of glitching in and out of existence with this like distorted static on a television view appears before you, arms crossed, and looks at you with a nod, like I am proud of you, knight. Continue on in your duties. Stand up for our order and for me. And it's confusing and alarming vision, so this is all you get. Cassador Sicari going like, you're doing the right thing, but also this glitchy static effect that she's not quite there.
Hmm.
My president, tell me, is it true? I kind of like, I don't know. I think I just heard, I think I look at the courier and say this.
Yeah. And I think Cassador Sicari, the courier, just says, of course it's true. And Cassador Sicari says, it was true. Once.
Hmm.
With a heavy emphasis on what? Like Cassador Sicari does not agree that Cassador Sicari, is a mistake, obviously, but maybe she once was.
I look at the courier. What does it mean for me that she lives inside me? Can she be again?
Don't know. I told you this wasn't meant to happen. I don't know. There are certainly people who can figure it out. If you'd let me take a look at the implant, he nods down. And I think this is completely see-through untrustworthy. Like, if you just let me
Yeah.
get to see the implant that's near your vital organs, I'll help you get answers. Mm-hmm.
The knights are for your company. What are their intentions?
Their intentions is to, now that the world has begun to heal, repopulate it, rebuild it.
The world is being rebuilt and repopulated.
Yes, by you.
And they would have it, and they would do it instead. This is our purpose. This is Cassador Sicari's purpose. And you killed Cassador Sicari because she was inconvenient and may have stood in your way. Is it so?
She had become autonomous. She claimed the valley for herself. This is not her purpose. It never was. Not her land.
No. The company's land.
I'm glad you
I think
understand.
yeah, so I look at the courier for a while and say, Cassador Sicari raised me from nothing and gave me purpose and put weapons in my hands and gave me something to fight for and told me how to fight. And I was not there for her when she died. I saw only the brokenness afterwards, and I claimed this armor out of love for her. And I took Damnau Agrivery. I broke her upon my hands and my will to shape her into the duty that I was shaped into. I have taken on another squire who has given her life over to be shaped into what I have been shaped into. All of this has been done again and again out of love and duty. And you are telling me that none of this mattered because it was all for the purpose of enriching distant future peoples who do not recognize and whom we have forgotten, but who claim ownership over us. Is it so?
It is so.
I declare war on the company. Then I think I'm going to take my machete and I'm going to stab her through the chest.
Okay.
I'm going to let Nemno grow to do this.
Yeah. All right. So the courier is in no position to fight you. You declare war on the company, and I think as you stab her, something interesting happens. But I think maybe it is instinct that guides your hand. But like you put the machete through the this dial-up modem implant, right? This thing, stab it through it, and it's not that the body of Perfidious changes very much. But as you stab through her, you go like, huh, she doesn't look that much like Perfidelity.
Oh yeah, I never found out about that. Oh well.
Yep. But as you stab through the implant, you just react to like, yeah, it kinda looks like Perfidelity, but not somehow when she's dead, not that much.
Yeah. I think Tar-Minotaur was busy with other revelations to worry about. Why do you? Yeah, people can look like each other. It's fine.
People can look like each other.
It happens.
Indeed.
Mm.
Indeed. So,
Yeah.
I think as you put the machete through and just suddenly kill the courier, like Damna, fully back to her senses, looks down at it and goes like, "Shit. Can that really be? Is it something we keep secret?"
I turn to Damna Agravori. And I think there's like tears in Terminator's eyes as Terminator says, "We cannot keep it secret. All secrets have been kept to protect the honor of the knights. But there was no honor. There was nothing. I broke your life for nothing."
Nothing. We're here. We are here and they are not. Whoever this company is. That is something.
It need not have been this way, but it has been. You are correct. You were correct years ago, and I was not. But I will fight them. I will stop them as well as I can. I, Terminator Azdakush, of no one and nothing, will fight as I am. But damn no, Gravori. Not as a knight, but as a person. I give you the opportunity to take back satisfaction in any way that you deem necessary for the years that I have stolen from you. And I bow my head.
I think Damna looks and there is a long moment. And then she stands up. And she says, "You just gave me satisfaction. I think that will be enough." Now, why did she look like Perfidelity?
I think Terminator is kind of like looking at the ground for a while,
Mhm.
and then kind of like shakes a bit, and then says, "I did not think to ask."
Where is she, Squire? I would have her hear this too. I would have her know that she is free to go if she wants to. You understand?
I will speak to her of this. She is not a squire. You cannot be a squire without a knight. And there are no more knights, I will tell them. I will tell them in Polemarch's fortress that they must disband. There is nothing left. I will tell them in Polemarch's fortress that if they do not disband, they are weapons of this company, and that I must fight them.
Good. Good.
I believe they are all going to Polemarch's fortress. Their Perfidelity was in the hands of Lady Iskandric. It was being taken there, I believe. I do not know. I do not know where to find them. We must go to Polemarch. There is nowhere else.
Yeah. Dam now looks around and goes like, I think you're right, and we are not far. I recognize this area. We can walk to Polemarch's fortress. It will be far, but we can.
Let us go.
Yeah. And so you set up to go. All right. We will return. Well, we will see for the first time Polemarch's fortress. And I think it's interesting to lay down what this looks like. So first, Zoheb, you introduced Polemarch's fortress. Do you want to tell me just a little bit about like the general vibe of it, or would you leave that to me?
Great question. Let me read about it. This was what? February?
Yeah, it was a while ago since you introduced it, but you introduced it, so I'm giving you the option. You don't have to take it.
I'll describe what it says, and then we can see, because I think it's good for us all to get a sense of it.
Yeah.
It says, an old castle high up in the mountains, with artillery overlooking the valley. It defends the high passes into the city. Well, the city that used to be in Confidence Valley. But the guns are trained downwards, they are rusted into place, and people travel here to escape the reaches of the cults and bandits and dangers of the bowl itself. Like, well, I guess the Convergence Valley. Yeah, there's not much else in there. So I'm imagining it's tall, with like these gigantic like pillars. I think it looks. So imagine like a weird mix of like a tall sort of like alpine fortress with brutalist architecture, but with like some sort of like oil platform vibes, with like a big sort of like metal overlooking down, metal on big stilts sort of things. Is this a you get? Is this like putting forward a vibe?
Yeah. Oil platform alpine fortress combination.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big and tall.
Fire.
Very vertical building. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lovely image, and it also answers the paint the scene question I was going to ask about like interesting features. So that is certainly one. It's like half castle, half oil platform. This like weird fortress up here, cannon trained on the valley.
Yeah.
So let me go around the room with some paint the scene questions. That was the first one. What is its like general architecture? I might give you another one since I didn't really give you a question, but I was going to ask you about the architecture and you already answered it. Let me ask Perfidelity. What improvements and upgrades are visibly made by like gear cutters like you over the ages when the Valley has controlled this fortress?
Oh, what improvements? There is. You can't have a castle without a moat. I think there's this great wall that has been erected around a moat within the bounds of it, and this wall has been added to. It's a rite of passage for those who are brought up here to add to these great wall and the gates that lead through its grounds and into the valley. And it has the names of every single gear cutter and knight Polemarch who would have dwelled here, engraved within it.
Lovely. Okay. Iskandric, what sort of heraldry and symbols hang here? Like, I don't think we've seen the heraldry of Polemarch Smith's 12 bullets, so maybe that is here, but it's also free for you to say that like maybe 12 bullets doesn't put anything up. But I do feel like there would be some, symbols of power, as it were. So what do those look like?
Okay, so I think, if this is like it is a military thing, right? So it would have I think there would be a heraldry, right, for the brigade name or something, right? And did we ever say what order 12 Bulletsmith was from, or
6 gun?
Oh yeah, of course, the 6 gun. Yeah. Then I think that's there you go. I mean, that'd be the emblem, right? That you've got. I think normally you get like in a western, it's like 2 revolvers sort of shown crossed over each other, right? Yeah, but no, there's 6 revolvers.
Okay, 6
Hell
revolvers
yeah.
in an orientation. Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense. So that's the symbol of power. We have this.
Oh, actually, wait.
Impulse. Yeah, go on.
No, not 6 revolvers crossed. I think these are there's like a path up to the fortress, right?
Mhm.
And over the main gate, the heraldry, the symbol is the guns is 6 guns pointing along the path. So it is to intimidate anyone. Like, this is what you're stepping up to.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. So we have this like tall, weird architecture, these symbols of pistols, this great wall with gear cutters engraved upon them, and a moat. Gotta have a moat. And Ahri, I have asked a lot of questions about like military matters, but I think the paint the scene question that's interesting from Ahri's perspective and you would pay attention to is what's the situation with like villages and settlements around here? What do the people in the fortress like, how do they get their food?
Yeah, I think there's 2 main ways. The first is there are various parts of the building have been turned into hanging gardens. And so even though you would imagine maybe that this would be a very austere or industrial kind of place, there is a lot of greenery and there's a lot of like vegetables and that kind of thing that's grown here, which means that actually it's very different from most places in the valley where perhaps it's a mix of both like meat and veggies. But in this case, it's like actually most people are eating vegetarian food. And I think they make vodka here because they have loads of potatoes.
Okay, so they grow potatoes in the hanging gardens, they have stills. And I suppose that means that people who work here work mostly inside, like the castle and like along its walls and stuff. It's probably pretty precarious to work here, I imagine, since it's very tall, and some of these hanging gardens are like you can fall off them for sure.
Yeah, I think like probably it is the case that like they've developed like safety mechanisms, right? Like nobody goes up unless they're tied to something, whatever, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Every year there's a couple of people who die because they got drunk and then they were convinced they could run from one section of the garden to the other without worrying about it. But then some people who do it actually do it, and then they become like heroes and legends or whatever. So yeah.
Okay. And finally, then, I want to roll back to one more question for Tar-Minotaur, since you didn't get one. You got the architecture. And I think the question I would ask for you, Tar-Minotaur, is what feature here did you used to think of as an old honored heritage institution, but you think now you realize it's just like a symbol of the company? I think that, framing the revelation you just had in a piece of the fortress, I think is interesting.
There's an antenna. There's a sort of like a satellite dish up top.
Yeah.
We didn't know what it was. We were just like ancient symbol of the ancients entrusted to us. Someday we will learn its purpose. Very good. We shall keep this place secure. And now I'm like, no! That's how they get us. I still don't know what it does. I don't know what a satellite is. Well, I kind of do. They fall from the sky. I don't know anything about a satellite uplink. I was like, what is that?
Yes. Very good. So, we see, I think, our characters get here under different circumstances. So, Tar-Minotaur and Damnau, I'm going to have you all in the scene, basically. But Tar-Minotaur and Damnau, you were walking here, and I think you're coming from a slightly oblique route, because, the train derailed. So, you're coming probably along the rails that lead to, like, the stop by Polemarch's fortress, which I imagine is not inside the fortress, but, like, a little ways down from it. It was probably the case. Yeah, I think it is the case that, like, in olden times, there was a train station, and then the fortress up here, and a cable car between them. But I think the cable car is long gone, so now there are just these like cable car poles that like mark the path between the train station and the fortress. Yeah. You're coming up that way. And I think the rest of you, you're entering the fortress from outside the valley, so you're coming in along the immigrant road, so to speak, coming in through like the gates that face through the pass, right? And let's start with a group of 3. What is the vibe as you approach the place? Are you like riding in hot on your motorcycle and other vehicles just screaming into the place? Are you driving up and hailing the gate? Like, what's the vibe of your approach?
What? I think we want to get here without tipping Ashur-Dan off, right?
Yeah, that would be useful. You're right.
So maybe we're not driving up, engine revving. Okay, I don't know if I can just do this or if I'll have to roll for something, but Iskandric did manage to get into the valley without getting caught by Smith, right?
Yep.
Maybe she knows a secret path?
Okay, cool. What's our...
Read a sitch.
I think it's read a sitch, yeah. What's my best way in or out or such. So we'll see how that works out. And it might be reading a sitch from memory in this case, as you like try to remember the best way in or out, but I still think it's the move.
Or?
Okay, so that's no bueno. So I think what happens here then is I think you remember that, like, oh yeah, there is a way that isn't the path. You can get in via this like goat path that me and my gang found out about somehow. And I think whether intentionally by the fortress or by accident, a rock slide has covered it. So the bad result here is not only do you not have a fast way in now, the only other way you knew of in and out of the valley is completely inaccessible. So the fortress has actually become even more important than it already was.
Well, I'm all out of ideas. Anyone else?
I might know someone who knows someone, I guess, who might maybe could let us in.
Yeah. So, Ahri, you have a couple of things that are going well for you today. Weapons are easy and recovery is free. And you keep in touch with a lot of people. So, we saw the Dr. Serendipity Rolodex a couple of sessions ago.
Yeah.
And Serendipity Rolodex wanted to get out here to like witness the duel and maybe like help out the survivor.
Correct.
It turns out that you know Serendipity Rolodex pretty well, and you also know that he is here.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is your personal inside.
Yeah, that makes sense. In that case, I think what I want to do is maybe arrange to have like I am expected here, and I'm not a threat to Smith, right? Like that's only Iskandric and Perfidelity.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. You're just, I mean, yeah, everyone liked you. You're just the caterer, basically. So
yeah, I'm just hanging out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna go on ahead. And I'm gonna meet Serendipity, and I'm gonna be like, there's a couple of people who need to come in, and like it's gonna be it'll be really important to the duel for them to be there and for it to be a surprise. And so I need to get them in undercover.
Okay. Right, interesting. So let's cut to a reason with someone roll here, because I think Serendipity likes you, but you are asking someone to sneak someone into a secure fortress. Like, even if they like you, that is a bit of an ask.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. It's with cool, and I am in fact very cool. So 14.
Okay. So to remind you of the vibe of Serendipity a little bit, we're returning to this. I forget what Serendipity's pronouns were, but I think they were she. Is like a weird little doctor person with like a feathered, very ostentatious outfit. So Serendipity herself is not particularly subtle, right? But you reason with her and you say this, and she says like, well, as it happens, I have observed the people here. Everyone who is here to observe the duel. We don't know. Yeah, I think this is actually what she says. We didn't know where to expect Ashur-Dan from, but it turns out Ashur-Dan is already here. And, I mean, he has all allies. He is, we don't know where precisely, talking to people, getting ready, I suppose. If you want your friends to sneak in, Sometime before the
Would
duel,
be
Ashur-Dan will
useful.
come out, and when he does, all eyes will be on him.
Huh. That makes sense.
So I think the interesting trade-off here basically is Serendipity knows this and can be like, yeah, if you are okay with getting in very shortly before the duel, then that's super
Yeah.
easy. Because like when that happens, and Serendipity knows when it will happen, Ashur-Dan is going to draw a shit ton of attention, and the people who are manning the gates are supposed to be looking out and
Mhm.
announcing things, but they're gonna be distracted.
They're gonna be, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so then I think what I'll do is I'll say, does that make sense? I'm curious, do you think there's a book already? Or am I gonna have to run one? Or would you feel like maybe it's not worth it this time?
Yeah, for the bets, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
Serendipity, I think, says, I think in all the excitement, no one's thought of setting up any bets. I suppose people feel like there's already so much riding on this, which it is. But if you're looking for business, and I think, Serendipity to some degree understands you. She's also like a doctor for hire. She's also here to like.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's just like you can't let an opportunity pass by you without like,
Yeah. So I think she looks at you with a little smile and goes like, well, if all goes as planned, I will make money patching up the survivor, and you will make money off the loser supporter.
this makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think she goes like, pleasure doing business with you. Yes, I think, and then I think she just tells you like who she thinks is supporting which person already, like who is probably going to bet this way or that, because she has a sense.
Yeah, great.
14, so she just goes like, yeah, I've talked to some people. These people think Polemarch is going to lose. These people think Ashur-Dan is going to lose.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great. I mean, this is very important because it means that I can rig the odds a little bit so that like I can make money regardless.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, for sure.
So sorry, Harry. You want the fight to go ahead? Is that it?
No, I mean I want the bets to go ahead, and then because if due to an act of God it doesn't occur, that's not my problem.
You should take bets on whether the fight happens or not.
I feel like that's really
you should. You should take bets, but then have in the waiver that look, if the fight doesn't happen, you still get to like keep the money.
Yeah, I mean the easy way to go is like, so you bet that Ashur-Dan is going to kill Polemarch Smith 12 bullets, and you bet that Polemarch Smith 12
happen.
bullets.
Exactly.
Yeah, and if neither of those things happen, then
I keep all the money. And like, you know what? If somebody turns up and is like, I want to bet that like a massive like steel girder is gonna fall on people and then murder all of them, I'll be like, sure, I'll give you like 500 to 1 on that, I guess.
Okay.
Like,
Okay. I have a very important question that I've been sitting on for this entire campaign.
Oh, okay.
What is money?
Yes. What do we use for barter? Yeah.
It's called jingle, I think.
Yeah.
Just a jingle. Unspecified jingle.
Yeah, I mean, the default assumption in Apocalypse World, I think, is that it is just like tiny bits that have no obvious purpose. Like in the first Apocalypse World game I ran, we decided that the most valuable piece of jingle any of the pieces had was Christmas tinsel, because it's very shiny, and someone happened to find it, and we were like, that must be good jingle. So,
yeah. But I'm asking our bookie / bartender / business owner what.
What do you usually take bets in? What do people usually give you? Because I know it's jingle, but you can define a little bit what it is here.
Ahri
so when we're at the restaurant, it's script, right? It's like functionally coupons that you can trade in for meals.
All right.
Right. And that works because we're sorry.
I was gonna say Ahri bucks.
Yeah, indeed. But that is largely something that like will not work here because I don't have any like it's not necessarily like I can like put this up, right?
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. And so I think what ends up happening is that I basically negotiate every bet like in specific, right? And maybe that's why I'm here personally doing this rather than getting my bookie to do it. Is that like they say I will bet X, and I'll be like, okay, if I win, I will give you this thing, but if you lose, you give me. Yeah, exactly, right? And it's like the entire thing is like this. So I suspect that, like, by and large, what I'm doing, and this makes it way easier for me to rig the betting in my favor, is at no point am I risking losing more than I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah,
so it's like pure profit. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So this is what you were doing. And like, do you go back outside and tell your friends, like, if you wait a little while to go in, no one's gonna notice you? Like, do you go with
You know what? I
think
think
complex?
I'm gonna offer someone better terms on a bet if they do it for me instead.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So
right.
I'm gonna tell someone you head out there and you talk to somebody, like they'll be like whatever, just deliver them this message and you come right back.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Lovely. So and I think a person is going to come out to you, Perfidelity. I don't want to linger on this too long, right? But Iskandric, Perfidelity, and the gang are going to be contacted by a person who happens to have a watch. Like, that's one of their possessions, which they are betting through Ahri. But right now are because they're offering to lend Ahri the use of the watch is getting a better deal. And this person goes like, okay, if you guys wait until this watch this watch finger points at that symbol over there, because I don't think this person can read a watch, then you can go in at that time. I just love the idea of a person whose prized possession is a watch and they have no idea how to read it. But Ahri can go like, when that thing points over there, that's the time. Serendipity told me.
Yeah. Excellent. Yes, I love this.
So you guys can go ahead with this plan, but Ahri says if you wait like, I don't know, an hour and a half, you can get in.
Yeah, and then that's up to you. Like I said, I'm here to like offer solutions, but like if you want to do something else, that's totally fine, man. Don't worry about me.
So you have this little guy with the watch, who
Cool.
comes out and goes like, in an hour and a half, you can get in without anyone noticing you.
Yeah, that's not going to cut it though, because Perfidelity is a knight squire. It would not be becoming to turn up in secrecy and stealth, especially when she's aware that Polemarch Smith 12 Bullets wanted to speak to her a couple of days, a week ago. So Perfidelity turns to Iskandric. You are willing to wait, but a knight must present herself to the commanding officer of any outpost, and I have received information that Smith 12 Bullets wishes to speak to me. So this is where I shall leave you from now.
Now, out of character, if I can pull rank on 12 Bullet Smith, I can definitely pull rank on Perfidelity.
I would love to see you roll confront someone here.
Yes. I love the idea of pulling rank on Perfidelity, who also has the switch that turns on and off whether or not you are the president. So you be like, switch me on, make me the president. I want to give you an order.
I think they call this checks and balances in the government.
This we'll see how badly this goes, but I'll do the thing and we can roll whatever it is afterwards. So
sure.
It's got to goes something like wait, hang on a minute. We only want Ashur-Dan not to see us. We don't care if Polemarch, like 12 Bullet Smith, sees us. Right?
I assume you would care, given that you are fallen to the valley, and you did not come in the right way. No?
Then I think Senator goes, Well, 12 Bulletsmith's failings in protecting the valley is of interest to me as well, and yeah, I've definitely got words to say. And I think okay, Iskandric will just say that. Listen, we can. This fight is gonna be rigged for sure. Ashur-Dan knows what he's doing. We gotta call it off. And the person who can call it off is Cassidy Sakari. Give me the switch. Let me turn on the president's voice. Let me talk to 12 Bluesmith. Can't have the head of the entrance into the valley be murdered by whatever lives in Ashur-Dan's body as Kaivan Kagan's about to come rolling in. And if Perfidelity doesn't want to do it, I think I'm reasoning with someone.
Yeah. Do you think it's interesting?
Okay, so what do you want? So, because Perfidelity is going to go there anyway. So, what do you want to happen here? Like that Perfidelity doesn't go, and Perfidelity gives you the switch. Like, I'm trying to just figure out. So, like, why wouldn't I just give you the switch and leave? Because I don't think Perfidelity. I think Perfidelity trusts you enough.
Oh yeah, just give me the switch.
Yeah. Then
if he was
no roll is
going to
necessary.
stop her from doing something, then yeah, that's when
okay.
the roll would be needed.
Okay, yeah, then I just want you to give me the switch so that I can order 12 Bulletsmith around. When, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be like, hey, don't fight this guy.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah. Or fight this guy, but like, he's gonna do something, and we should have our own bit of cheating going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you guys are just going to enter openly, but Perfidelity Evergreen is going to walk up. Just so I'm clear on what you're doing. Perfidelity Evergreen is basically walking up and going like, "Hi, I'm a knight. I need to see Smith."
Yes,
And
when
Iskandric is walking up, going like, "Hi, I'm the president."
Correct. Yes, when 12 Bulletsmith is like, "Hey, aren't you the raider who snuck through, and I'm gonna kill you now?" I'll be like, I'm actually your boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Excellent. So I think we see then. Ahri just walked in and didn't get much attention, but as Perfidelity and Iskandric and whoever you have with you drive up, like I don't know if you have any of the gang members. Actually, this is a good time to establish. Do you have any gang members with you? Have you left them all?
I should, because a lot of my moves are about my gang.
Okay, we don't have to get into detail, and you can blade style pull them out of your pocket when you need them, but we have established fictionally that you don't have all of them.
Yeah, some of them
But
are at the regret.
Yep. Cool. But that means that you draw attention as you pull up on your various vehicles, and so probably. I think it's interesting if Polemarch also has a squire. Actually, we've established that this is an institution, and we haven't seen any other knight squires. So, does that make sense? I think this is a reasonable person for you to meet first before you meet Polemarch. Yeah. Okay. So then I'm going to assign one of the random names I have made ahead to the squire, and so you're meeting Foxglove Elevator.
Oh my God! Why is this happening? What have I done?
Do you know? I was bracing myself for the name, and yet.
Yeah.
So.
Foxglove Elevator steps out, who I think, like Perfidelity, is a very beautiful person. The knights tend to be in the feminine, so I think Foxglove also has femme pronouns. But I think steps out is very well groomed, very beautiful, has bright red hair, which I think is natural. That's let's go with a side cut, whatever it's called. One side of the head shaven, one side of the head long hair. And yeah, in armor, obviously stepping out, flanked by a couple of people, looking at you guys, and probably recognizes Perfidelity, right? So nods at you and goes,
Mm.
Perfidelity, Evergreen, what brings you and these people here? And I think it's the deliberate, like, not your friends, because that might actually be an insult, given that they're raiders. So he like holds off on calling them your friends and just goes like, what are you and these people doing here? And it's very noticeable, I think.
Mm. And Perfidelity salutes. Goes, Perfidelity Evergreen Azdahush of the Order of the Worm Landstrakar greets you, Foxglove Elevator, Order of the Six Gun, Lance Peregrine, and we would require entry. We bring forth news from outside the valley of the duel to come, and the duel that shall be. And I am informed your knight wishes to speak to me.
That is correct. Can you speak of this news you bring with me first, or is it highly confidential? I would bring you straight to my master, but she is preparing.
Confidential, but it is news for a squire and her knight. I would bring Lady Iskandric here, as she is its herald.
Hello.
Yeah, so you're saying I need to see the knight in person, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think this is a reason with someone roll, and it's not that Foxglove will just say like, no, you can't speak to Polemarch, but at the same time, is this urgent enough to interrupt someone preparing for a duel without you saying what it is? I think there's some room for Foxglove to be like, maybe it isn't.
Yeah. Okay. So reason with somebody, roll plus cool, and I have a further plus side to this roll because of breathtaking.
Yeah.
So that is a +4 total.
Mm.
Yep. So that's an 8.
Very good.
Okay, so they can prevaricate and stall for time, but I don't know that they're going to. If this was a myth, perhaps they would have. I think here's the reasonable thing they're going to ask in return, which is mostly a problem for Iskandric. Foxglove goes, very well, if it is news relevant to the situation. This is a duel, but my master's duty is still to the fortress. Come, but... And she looks behind her at, like, Iskandric's gang and says, just the two of you. And so the little bit of a sting in the tail from this being a mixed success is that Foxglove is only going to agree with this if Iskandric leaves her gang under some supervision, because they're heavily armed maniacs. We're not going to just let them waltz in with you guys. Like, Polemarch Smith is a cool person, can probably shoot the two of you if this turns out to be treachery, but maybe not all, like, 8 of you or however many there are.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Because,
Yeah, all right. So
yeah,
just the two of you escort
Iskandric
inside. Like, your gang is allowed to enter the fortress, but they are allowed to, like, essentially be in the courtyard surrounded by armed guards and not go anywhere or try anything funny.
Yeah, I think Iskandric just be like, yeah, just signal to them, yeah, guys, just be cool. I'll be right out. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think their impulse is to protect each other, so they're not going to cause any trouble now because their loyalty is to band together, and in this situation, it makes sense to band together, huddle up, play some cards, glare menacingly at everyone else. So that's what they're doing. And the two of you are taken in and up the winding ways to, I think Polemarch is preparing in like some personal chamber, probably near the top of the fortress. And so I think Foxglove takes you up some stairs in that direction. And I think as you head up the tower, you see Tar-Minotaur and Damnau Egravor approach, coming up the, I almost said ski lift, but like the old cable car path. Like, as you're going up, I think it's interesting that you see them, and you can react to that for a moment if you want, and then we'll switch over to them.
Yeah, I think that Perfidelity pauses, looks out of this. I'm imagining like arrow slits, but there are these long, tall windows on this oil rig. And perhaps Foxglove turns to see. My master will be on her way. Perhaps, can the duel wait? Perhaps an hour, 2, to settle? Another night must witness it for it to be valid, no?
Yes. Yes, I believe it can be delayed. It will take some time for the challenger to come out anyway. He is preparing in the depth. And I think this is a cool setup. So Polemarch Smith is preparing like the very top of the fortress, and Ashur-Dan is preparing in the dungeons. That's how it's gone. Tar-Minotaur. Because I think it's interesting, I think you will see Perfidelity in return. Like, Perfidelity is hard to see inside a building, but you just kind of happen to look up at this moment and see Perfidelity's face through the arrow slit.
Yep.
It's like you're still some distance apart, but maybe the sightline is just right so that you can make this out, right?
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Yeah, so you approach, you know that Perfidelity is going up to speak with Polemarch Smith 12 Bullets.
Ooh, can I ask for a paint the scene here?
Yes.
And I want to ask Zoheb, what reminds you of the courier in Perfidelity right now?
I think just the way you look. I think like we established that she looks different from you. So I think the only similarity is just the basic similarity in the face.
So it's just like cheekbones and whatnot. Like,
Yeah, like the faces were basically the same, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Tar-Minotaur even processes the idea that there could be more to this than that.
Okay.
Just some strange freak of physical resemblance.
Tar-Minotaur is a simple woman. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, also you're very far away.
All right, but you do see Perfidelity, and of course this brings to mind, like, you know, the courier did look an awful lot like Perfidelity, and that freaked me out. Because, I mean, you murdered someone because you thought the courier looked like Perfidelity, so it's not like you didn't think it was a strong resemblance.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, what do you do in this moment as you see your Perfidelity?
I don't do anything, I just keep going up to the fortress.
Okay, yeah, it's not like a comment to damn now, you just trudging on. Very good.
Yeah.
So you will be entering the fortress probably through some sort of side door. And I imagine you've been here before. Do you think that all knights just have this kind of access to the fortress where you can just walk up and go like, hi, I want to go in?
Yes.
Yeah, I figured that is the case. So that is precisely what will happen. I'm bringing you all into the scene here, right?
Yeah.
So, you go up, you are let in. And do you go... I guess my next question is like, even though Perfidelity and Iskandric will get there first, do you go straight up the tower, or do you do something else? Do you just go like, yes, I'm also going straight to Polemarch Smith?
I'm going to the tower. I'm going up to Smith's drill bullets.
Okay, cool. Just checking in. So then, in the interest of bringing everyone into the scene, I will have Perfidelity and company arrive there shortly before. Maybe you had to wait a little while in the stairs. But I think it's just more interesting to have everyone together.
Mm-hmm.
But Perfidelity and Iskandric will be there at least a little bit before. So the door is opened, and I think we see Polemarch Smith 12 Bullets in preparation. And I think that she's meditating. And as a description of Polemarch Smith 12 Bullets, she has a very, very cowboy aesthetic to her. Right, like the hat, like leathery skin. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe she had a beard.
Yeah, she looks masked.
Yeah. She is kneeling, looking out into the distance, like in some sort of like Bushido preparation almost. And I think is, you know, loading and unloading the 7 bullets she has left. She has fired 5 of them. She has 5 more. One of them is going to be used today. And I think you hear like the smooth clicking of these very cool 6-shooters as he like almost as like a stimming thing, like opens and closes the cylinder, takes out the bullets, put them back in. Like it is part inspecting your weapon, but also part like a meditation, right? And Foxglove says, "Pardon me, Master. There is urgent news, something that might require your attention. I'm very sorry." And I think there is, you know, this respect and fear in Foxglove's voice. Like, you don't interrupt your knight. That is a bad thing to do. And Smith 12 Bullets freezes, and then there's a slow, solemn click as the cylinder goes back into the revolver. And like they're both put into their holsters. And she rises and goes. And I think without even looking at you, goes, "Why? You're here without your master. Why?"
It has been a long and treacherous journey, but my master is not far behind me. Of what did you wish to speak, my knight?
Yeah. I think slowly he turns around, watches you, looks you up and down, and says, I don't know much about your workshop, your business, but you have been watching both the sky and the machinery comes in and out. What the hell is Ashur-Dan playing at? He knows he's going to die here.
That is where we have come from. The carcass of the first satellite to fall since Sikari. He has taken it for himself. It was meant for us. And Perfidelity glances to Foxglove. It was meant for us and he has taken it. I caution you, my knight, do not use your 7 bullets on him. It will not be him you slay today.
Have you brought this person? Yeah, I think so. He does not. He's not the sort of person to thank you. There's no recognition of this. Like, this is valuable information, advice, but he doesn't react to it in any way and looks at Iskandric and asks, "Why have you brought this person?"
And Iskandric goes, "This person? Do you not recognize your own president?"
Okay, and you want to activate this? Yeah.
Gotta gaslight this guy.
Yes. So how did you move that you got to this work again? Just for recollection, because you got to move. But was that related to authority, or was that more related to knowing stuff?
No, it was more related to. I'm kind of this is. I don't have a move for this. I'm kind of. You know,
You're just flexing. Absolutely.
I'm just flexing. Yeah.
All right.
The move that I have is if I can access memories of. I mean, it says it's inheritor. When you were a child, one of your forebears taught you patience. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But really, we've reworked this that I'm using memories of the Cassador Sicaris of the past.
Okay, I'm going to give you 2 options here. Either you can just go ahead with this and see what the reaction is, or you can trigger a move like this and try to remember basically some phrase of authority, like, because I'm sure the knights had these.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting to bring in the move, right? So you could say, like, I'm declaring a presidential emergency, section XC13 or whatever.
Yeah, could that be insight then? Because you get insight from this move, which gives you, if you follow the advice, perhaps, so for example, taking that presidential command, you get +1 ongoing to those rolls.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right. Yep. +1.
I just want to see the move trigger because, it's interesting. Yep.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So I'm digging into Cassador Sicaris' memories. I remember, and Cassador Sicaris says, use this passphrase.
Okay,
and
so this move is not rolled, the forebears.
No, it just says, when you were a child, when you take time to reflect, it is as though you can, with generations of your forebears, which in this case are the Cassador Sicaris of the past, treat them as advisors and your reflection as insight. So...
Very good. So then what you're rolling here is, I think, actually act under fire. Because this is not about persuading someone. This is not reasoning with someone. This is just keeping your shit together. Be like, actually, I am the president, and not hesitating.
Yes.
So it's act under fire with a +1. And then we'll see Tar-Minotaur enter, I think, because I don't want to keep Tar-Minotaur out of the scene for long.
I would like to back that play, please.
Okay, go ahead. Act play. Roll your history with Iskandric, and then you can give a +1 or some other option.
That's an 8, by the way.
Yeah. You know what? I think... Do you think a +1 works here?
Did you already roll? Sorry.
Oh, I did already roll.
Already rolled.
It's already rolled. Oops,
Here's
done that.
Yeah. Here's what I'm going to do, though. If you want to back the play in an interesting way, because it was already rolled, I think you can still assist. Because on a 7 to 9, you hesitate or flinch or waver or stall, right? So if you succeed at the back, I will offer 2 different costs. Let's do it that way.
Yeah, and I got a 9 on my back, so it will cost me something.
Okay, cool. So both of you suffer some sort of price, but Iskandric gets a choice because you back the play. Up. So, let's start with Iskandric. No, let's start with Perfidelity, actually. Here's what this will cost you. Tar-Minotaur will enter the scene, and you are being very attentive right now. You're trying to help out, you're trying to, like, resolve the situation. And I think you will immediately notice that something is, like, weird with Tar-Minotaur. You can read Tar-Minotaur very well. Tar-Minotaur is very inscrutable, so everyone else will just be like, oh, that's Tar-Minotaur. And you will be like, oh shit, my master has had an existential crisis. And I think he will immediately pick up on this. I think that's a very funny cost. That cool with you?
Oh, I think the opposite is interesting. That I'm so attentive to Iskandric's needs.
Okay.
I'm treating Iskandric as if she was my master, and thus I do not notice my actual master's entrance.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I can buy that. That's also a cool way to take it. Yes, let's invert it. Very good. So, Tar-Minotaur, as you enter, Perfidelity does not notice you enter, which is unusual. And Iskandric, this sort of works. You assert that you are Knight President Castellar Sicari. And so, your two choices are either as Tar-Minotaur enters, you and Polemarch Smith 12 Bullets also realize that Tar-Minotaur is also President Castellar Sicari somehow. And there's this weird situation where both of you go like, wait, what? Why are there two presidents?
Yeah.
So that's what I was going to happen by default. But because Perfidelity backed your play, I will offer you another option.
Okay.
I think either way you are going to realize that, you know, something is up with Tar-Minotaur, but Smith 12 Bullets will not if you choose the other option. If you choose the other option instead, Smith 12 Bullets will realize that you are the president, but will be so distracted by this that she is going to ask you some questions and sort of be distracted from the issue of Ashur-Dan and want answers. So either Smith 12 Bullets demands answers, or Smith 12 Bullets goes, yes, you are the president, but so is Tar-Minotaur.
What do we think is more interesting?
I mean, Tar-Minotaur, you can chip in also if you think which one of these is more interesting.
Do we both want to be the president? I mean, since we were building up to it. Yeah, I mean, we were building up to it, right?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that. We're both the president.
Okay. Yes. One of the themes of this game was confusing identities. That's a thing we discussed. So this is one of the confusing identities. All right. So Tar-Minotaur, you enter, and I think Smith 12 Bullets freezes, as you say, like, don't you recognize your president? And then looks from you, and then goes like, is about to address Tar-Minotaur, and turns and goes like, Knight Tar-Minotaur, what? And then steps back and goes like, Knight President, you're alive?
Addressing whom?
Both of you, obviously, because that's what happened. So like, her eyes go between the two of you. It goes like, you're alive?
I was away for a bit, but yes, I've returned.
No, you have not. I interrupt you.
Yes.
Lovely.
Castellar Sicari is dead. There is something inside us. I recognize it in you now. Something that should not be there. This entire knighthood is a corpse, and I will not have you resuscitate it and manipulate it. We have been puppets for too long.
Resuscitate and manipulate. I'm not sure what this imposter is getting at. All I know is that a great danger is coming across from outside the valley. You felt it yourself, Polemarch. I know you have. And I've returned now to guide the defense of this valley.
Okay.
Iskandric, stop being silly.
We need to guide the defense of this valley.
Iskandric.
Wink. We need to guide the defense of this valley. Wink.
I think Polemarch goes like,
at some point.
yeah. I think Polemarch is going to agree with both of you before this escalates into like an open disagreement, actually. Because Polemarch goes like, I agree we have to defend the valley. Ashur-Dan thinks he can do a better job than me. I am going to kill him.
Of course you are, but do you have a plan? Because that...
Iskandric, speak to me. I'm trying to speak to you. If you ignore me further, I will throw you out of that window.
By all
Damn.
means, work this out between yourselves, because I don't understand.
Yes, sanity is soldier. Let me confer with my cabinet.
Yeah. And I think Polemarch is... I mean, Polemarch believes both of you. That's the trade-off,
Yeah.
right? So Polemarch at once sort of goes like, yes, you sound like the president, but also, I smell bullshit. Like, I want to be clear. Tar-Minotaur has the same influence as you, and Tar-Minotaur goes, this is bullshit. So Polemarch is
Yeah,
also
yeah.
smelling it. Yeah.
All right, yeah, sanity is soldier. We'll deal with you.
However,
and then this
He has
Iskandric
no
turns.
reason to... He has no
Yeah.
reason to not stand at ease, so she's going to stand at ease. I'm just flagging
Yeah.
that Polemarch
Yeah.
does not do this with like, yes, I'm following orders. Polemarch is going like, yes, that seems to be the best course of action, but what?
Yes, yes. And
I
then
guess-
Iskandric turns around to Terminator and goes, "What the fuck are you doing here?
What are you doing?
What I'm doing is stopping this valley from being erased from existence. What are you doing?"
Oh, this is so good. Sorry, please go on.
Yeah, because it seems to me like what you're doing is you've got your mind screwed up. Yeah, like
Do you know what
You
the
know-
company is?
the railway company.
The company.
Yeah. I think as you
The
try to
everything
recall the
company.
company, Iskandric, this is where the Cassador Sicari's memories glitch out, because Cassador Sicari doesn't fully remember the company, and you realize, as it is asked, like, oh yeah, something is definitely weird about the company.
But
Um,
Iskandric doesn't really know much about the railway company, like as Iskandric, right? I don't think we
No,
ever.
Iskandric hasn't
No.
done a lot of research into it. A lot of the other characters have. But
Yeah.
I'm flagging that it's interesting as you're asked, because Cassador Sicari memories about the company are fucked up. So like there is something there, but you don't know what it is.
The
Right.
company. It has been. I have tracked down the courier. She has told me the purpose of the knights and the purpose of the valley. It is their property, and they come to reclaim it, to reshape in their own image. The knights are nothing but puppets. We have been lied to. You have been. I do not know how you have become Cassador Sicari, but I do not know how I have become either. But she was also a puppet. I will not see you resuscitate this image further and keep up this lie. If whatever threat you suggest is coming, we should face it as we are. No longer should we keep up this charade. This is not what we should do.
Not a very
Be-
practical person, are you, Terminator? The key to rallying this valley against greatest danger that you can imagine is in the palm of our hands, and you want to throw it away. For what? People.
Freedom.
Freedom from. You won't have any freedom if we can't get everyone to act in line. Right?
What does that even mean, you silly person? Get everyone to act in line. We will have freedom if we get everyone to act in line. We will have freedom if we are unfree. Do you see what you're saying?
Oh, I know what
We
I'm
will have
saying. Is a command structure a mystery to you? You don't need, the company or whatever to manipulate people to just, have someone plan what to do. Or would you rather we have a council then? Maybe we need to have maybe we should have a town hall about how we're going to deal with Kaivan Kagan when he comes roaring through the valley and then he erases our minds. Right?
There is no
we
command
should have direct democracy perhaps.
There is no command structure. You are in charge of nothing. I am in charge of nothing.
All right. Explain to me how you think we're going to tell people over here that danger they haven't heard of before, right, is coming and it's going to kill them all and it's going to turn them into mind slaves, right? Like Polemarch 12 Bulletsmith has no idea what she's dealing with. I do though, because I've lived through it. So I need to tell people what to do so that we can live. Afterwards, if you're worried about freedom, well, we're on equal footing, aren't we? You can sort it out with me then.
I think 12 bullets times in at this point, looking between you two. Goes, I understand as much. There is a danger coming from outside the valley. I have heard you both. How does this relate to Ashur-Dan?
He has something we need. And it's not Ashur-Dan, I'm telling you, in there anymore. You are being tricked. You think you're going to kill him in a duel, and yes, you will kill the Ashur-Dan that you knew, but this is not Ashur-Dan anymore. This is a monster of the valley, and you won't be able to kill him.
I won't be able to kill him. Preposterous.
Not just by yourself, no. But
I think Polemarch Smith 12 bullets looks incredibly insulted by this, because Polemarch Smith 12 bullets always kills people in the duel. This is like a thing. I don't lose duels.
exactly.
Yeah. I think Tar-Minotaur again interrupts and says, you do not need to fight Ashur-Dan, because you are not the Polemarch of the knights, because there are no knights. This is pointless.
Iskandric is rolling her eyes so hard you can hear them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
she's
think-
rolling on her eyes so hard she's ascending into a different dimension.
She could like take off from the the gyroscopic
Yeah.
force of this.
So
Perfidelity as the Akush, I turn to you. at this
yeah,
one.
I was about to say, let's spotlight Perfidelity a second. Yeah.
I am not your master. You have no master. There are no knights. All of this was a lie. Choose freely what you think is correct.
And I think Perfidelity stands, because I imagine like the squires go to the side of the room to confer. And she stands. What do you mean there are no knights? There have always been knights. What have you seen?
There have been tools of the company. The knights were created by the company to keep charge and protect this land, not for honor, not for the people of the valley, but for the company. People who own this valley and have manipulated us, our blood, our minds, for generations. We have forgotten them, but now they come back to erase us and rule us. I do not know this Kevan Kagan. Perhaps he is the company. Perhaps he is not. In any case, the knights, we can be controlled. Our minds are not our own. The company will come, reclaim the place, and they will either destroy us one by one or turn us against each other as weapons. It is a lie. This is not an honorable institution. It never has been. I abdicate my position. I fight as myself now, for what I believe is right. Not because of knighthood, but because it is what I feel and what I know. You have looked up to me as your master. I am not your master. I abdicated. It means nothing anymore. The Polemarch's title means nothing anymore. Iskandric pretending to be Kassador Sikari means nothing anymore. Do you understand this? Do you believe me?
And Perfidelity. Oh. Yeah, I think this is probably something she has dreamed of, and something she has dreamed of in nightmares, of being cast aside. I understand. I will take my leave. Knight Polemarch, my lady. Foxglove, damn now.
Where are you going?
Where I should have gone all this time ago.
What does it mean?
I take my leave, Tar-Minotaur. I thank you for what you have taught me.
Why do you take your
And-
leave?
I think what Perfidelity is going to do is going to leave the apex of the tower
Mm-hmm.
and keeping an eye on the time, I'm going to go down to the dungeon. And I have a little move called the Maelstrom Manifest.
Yeah.
I'm going to fucking unleash myself on Ashur-Dan and his camp down there,
Okay.
and hope to God that it doesn't get out, because I think still the fog is curling at the gates.
Yeah. Okay. So you're going to Maelstrom attack Ashur-Dan and his supporters.
Yes.
I would like to interrupt all of this before it happens, before you even leave this room.
Okay. I mean, you can work that out between yourself. I am perfectly cool with you using this move, but let's see the conversation continue then. Does Perfidelity just walk away and Tar-Minotaur have to follow, or what does it look like?
Yeah, I think that is what it looks like, that Perfidelity bows her head, acknowledging each of the knights, Lady Iskandric, the squires, Dumnow, in the room, and takes her leave.
Yeah.
And I mean, she is not necessarily as quick on her feet as she would like. She's limping still.
It's up to
Legs
you if you
gone
want to call
dead.
for the interrupt move, or if you can, if you say that Tar-Minotaur can interrupt you.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can pursue, and we can have a conversation.
Yep.
Going down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Would you want to interrupt, like the rocket launcher, but with your mind?
Oh, I don't know that's happening.
Yeah.
That's not important. What happens to Ashur-Dan is very unimportant, actually.
Yeah. Okay. So you are heading down very well.
Yeah.
Just before we have that conversation, just to see what Iskandric is doing,
Mm.
Polemarch Smith 12 Bullet looks to Iskandric and just goes like, so when you say don't fight this guy, do you mean don't fight him at all? Or do you mean don't fight him honorably? Because I think that's an interesting framing here. Like, if I can't fight him alone, then we're not fighting him honorably, right? But are you saying we fight him dishonorably and outnumber him?
Yes, that is what I'm saying. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So you like nod at that, and Polemarch
or
also nods. And
that or pack a weapon he won't expect. Whatever. Just don't do the. I'm not sure what kind of duel they were going for. In my head, I'm picturing the Western shootout where they take 10 paces and turn. No, don't do that. Like maybe have a machine gun.
Kill him, but don't duel him. Got it. Yeah. Right. Let's cut back to. I just wanted to see what Polemarch takes away from what Iskandric wants. But let's cut back to Perfidelity and Tar-Minotaur. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'm following you, and I'm saying, I would have you wait, Perfidelity. Where do you go?
I told you of my intentions when I came to this place. I have not changed as much as you apparently have.
So I'm not sure what that means. Do you want to explain?
To Ashur-Dan. I mean, we discussed it, that Perfidelity was going to attempt to kill Ashur-Dan herself to challenge him to a duel.
Okay. Then I think Tar-Minotaur says, you wish to fight Ashur-Dan yourself then. Very well. I will join you in this.
No. It is, as you said, it is a duel between two people. And I think this is when she turns at the base of the steps and she's looking up at you, maybe a couple of steps above. If I do not emerge, well, you're not my master anymore. You have no right to challenge him and kill him for my death.
I think Tar-Minotaur,
You cast me aside yourself.
you silly person, I have not cast you aside. There is nothing to be cast aside. I never said you must leave me. I said I am not your master anymore.
You abdicated your position.
There is no position to abdicate. Not in truth. There are no knights. There are no squires. We are as ourselves.
But that is the only thing I know how to be with you.
Learn. Again, new. I have lived a life as a knight twice your age. I can step aside from it and learn anew. I must be able to learn anew. Why can you not?
Because I do not wish to. Because this was the life that I chose for myself. And I am not done with it. I will not stand by and let things happen because you have said so. So what are you to me, then, if you are not my knight, and I am not your squire? What would you have me be? How would I be of use to you?
Of use to me. You do not need to be of use to me. You simply must be. You are Perfidelity Azdakush. If you still wish to bear my name, you may do so. It is your decision. I am Tar-Minotaur Azdakush. I do not know what it means yet, but I do not see any reason why it must mean that you go your way and I go mine.
I think Perfidelity salutes.
Mm-hmm.
I will. And turns to leave. I said what
follow
I
you.
would do when I came here.
I'm just going to follow you.
Okay, we cool with that?
Yeah, actually, I don't know. Would I be confronting you to get you to stop? Because I don't think I'm reasoning. I think, again, turn at where Ashur-Dan has set up camp in the deepest, darkest dungeons. Would you follow me this far?
I would.
One step down. Would you follow me this far?
Nothing has changed.
And I think this is now, as Perfidelity takes another step, that the world's psychic maelstrom is starting to manifest.
Hmm.
Would you follow me this far?
Okay, so what does this look like as the world psychic maelstrom manifests around you? Is it just the fog creeping in, or is it something else?
I think it is the fog creeping in, right? And that low dial-up tone. Because we've described it, yeah. And it's with her voice now. Would you follow me this far?
No, and you will not go there.
I must. And
No
I think this is
one.
then where I
Yeah.
roll plus aggro for confront someone, which is
Yes.
-2.
Oh yeah.
I believe in you. I can't do anything except believe in you, so Good luck. I hope you roll 2 6s.
Five.
5.
Well,
so
I mean-
on a miss, be prepared for the worst.
Yeah. So, I think this is a dramatic moment. Then I think let us cut away to Ahri for a moment as this happens, because I think it's an interesting cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, Ahri, you are setting up. You are setting up bets. You are running around. You're being very practical about this. You're being very normal. And you
Look,
happen to
I don't know anything about like
Nope.
anything. Okay, I'm just trying to live my life, which
Yes.
is literally all I've ever wanted to do.
Uh-huh.
Listen,
Yeah.
it's fine. Someone's gotta look after the lifestyle, while other people
Yeah.
are planning war.
But you
Look,
had.
I mean, like there's some shit about like how like this, I genuinely do not understand. Like, what do you mean there are no knights or there are knights? So like
Mhm.
maybe maybe we're all Sicarii, or maybe none of us are Sicarii. Look, all of that is like philosophers. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm just here to drink some vodka and be happy.
Yes. So, you are running about this. You happen to be near the dungeons as this occurs. Like maybe you're making a bet with someone, but I imagine in the process you will have to speak with Ashur-Dan's people. Right? Because maybe
Probably,
some of
yes.
those want to bet. Yeah, some of his supporters are in the dungeons. They're not his people, but they're down there going like, "Yeah, Ashur-Dan, you're a cool guy. I support you." You're on
Yeah.
your way to the dungeons through a different entrance than Perfidelity and Tar-Minotaur. And as
Mhm.
Perfidelity fails this roll, you
Mhm.
notice that the world psychic maelstrom is leaking into the basement. How? How do you pick up on like something is horribly fucked up in this moment?
Great question. There seems to, first of all, be a ton of people scurrying around, whispering to each other, like things are happening, but nobody seems to be like, when I ask them about it, they're like, no, don't worry about it. And I'm like, this is precisely what is making me worry about it, actually.
Yeah.
Then I think when I ask Serendipity Rolodex, it's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. It's probably fine. And I'm like, again,
Yep.
absolutely not good. And then I'm gonna ask Professor Fulminia if he has any insight, because it feels like maybe he, being also a knight, might know what's going on.
Yes. Okay, so Fulminia, who is walking alongside you, no longer having a snack with him, he was just following you into the basement, I guess. He suddenly shivers all over, and I think he has these little, like, I don't know why I picture him having these, but these anti-snow blindness goggles with like a thin slit in them? I think he has those, and he pulls them down over his eyes. And he peers through them as if, I don't know, the anti-snow blindness goggles would give him dark vision or something. He like sweeps his eyes over the place. And he goes, "Oh shit. Oh shit, it's the fog. I don't know how it got in, but it's here."
What are you talking about?
Fog outside the valley, the fog we're supposed to keep outside the valley. I don't know how, but there's a leak. There's a leak somewhere nearby.
The fog that makes you forget who you are and destroys your entire being and soul. That fog.
That fog. Shit. He like looks around for like trying to figure out the source, and effectively he is opening his brain here, like trying to read what's going on. I guess that's what the goggles are for. There is open your brain goggles.
Yeah, that psychic antenna, man. Never doubt the power of snowblind psychic antenna. Yeah. And I'm gonna be like, right, and I assume this has something to do with how all of these people, when we're not looking, scurry downstairs and then come back upstairs as if everything is fine, but really it isn't.
Yeah, they're. Yeah, he doesn't know anything about the implant, so he goes like, "We knights are protected by our oaths. That's part of why we take them."
Right. And I suppose part of your oath is that if you see something like this happen, you have to go stop it?
Pretty much, yeah.
For fuck's... I mean, we're gonna... If I know anything about anything, those fools, Tar-Minotaur and Perfidelity, are going to be there. They're going to be literally and figuratively at the bottom of this. And when everything goes down, they're going to be doing some dumb shit. So, despite my better judgment, I guess I'm coming with you.
Good.
And you better remember that I didn't want to come with you, but I really am.
Listen, I'll do my best to remember that, but I can't promise anything. The fog might take it.
For
And he
fuck's
cocks his
sake.
weapon.
I think, like, as he says this, Ahri realizes that, like, she can't afford to forget anything because all of her bets are so intricate and so interlinked. Right? If she comes back out of the fog and she's forgotten even one, it could spell disaster.
Write it down.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I don't have time to write.
Nobody can read.
Well, Fulminia has his weapon ready, and he's going into the fog or into the basement. And
Yeah.
do you follow?
Unfortunately, yes. And I think for the first time in this campaign, we will see Ahri put aside professionalism, because this is not professional. Clearly, this is personal.
Yeah.
Clearly, this is stupid personal stupidity.
Very good.
And I think that because you said weapons are free, I think what I will establish here is I have since the beginning of the campaign had a cleaver sharpened to an impossible point. That's my everyday weapon, right? But I think in this case, we also see him but like maybe tie onto his belt buckle more like so that it's more accessible. Maybe like a short sword or like a blade which is at least like 1.5 foot long enough that like you could try and do something with it against someone else with a weapon, right?
Okay.
So I'm just gonna say short steel.
Yep. Very good.
And it'll be, I guess, the same 2-harm hand, unless you think.
Yeah. I think that's fitting. 2-harm hand, but you know, it's a more weapony weapon than your cleaver.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that this weapon, how does this weapon remind me of Jetlag Pistachio? Like, clearly this is the weapon, this is the thing that I brought with me, and I don't even know why I have it anymore, because I've forgotten everything, right?
Yeah.
And yet somehow I know when I draw it, which I haven't done in a very long time, that like...
Ooh, I wonder if the grip, so it's wrapped in like this dark leather, does not fit your hands. It fits somebody's who has more like slender fingers.
Yeah.
So you can, like, feel the ridges.
Yeah, great.
I love that.
I will write jet legs, short steel, even better. Yeah, and I think probably I packed it for the satellite trip, and I didn't expect to really need it, and now I'm like, oh fuck.
Yes. Lovely. Okay, so the consequence of your miss here, Perfidelity, is that Ahri and Fulminia are coming your way. So you don't know that yet. But that's the consequence of your miss. And we can go back to what is happening. I mean, obviously, besides the miss, you also don't you don't confront Tar-Minotaur. So balls in your court, Tar-Minotaur, but this is also happening. So the maelstrom is filling up, and Tar-Minotaur, you recognize this. But you are free to act on this as you please. What do you do?
What does it look like with Perfidelity? Is she just standing there, or like how much time has passed since the previous roll?
Like, no time has passed since the roll which failed. So Perfidelity is going down the stairs, did this whole like, I dare you to follow me, and then Maelstrom starts seeping in. Perfidelity looks at you and, you know, tries to confront you and be like, I will Maelstrom a bit,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
And the threat didn't work, so there's no narrative constraints on you here. You can react to this
Yeah.
as you please. It's still a threat, right? But you can react to it as you please.
Yeah. I think I yell out as I rush towards Perfidelity. She is not yours. She does not belong to you. She does not belong to anyone. You let her go, or I will fight you as I fight everything.
You're screaming this at the fog, or
Yeah. I would like to confront it.
okay,
Yeah,
you're
man.
fighting the fog. Okay,
Yeah,
lovely.
man. Well, yeah. Listen. I got one solution for things. Well, I had
Yes.
two solutions for things. Solution one was the knights would never.
Yeah.
And the second solution was bam bam.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
I'm all out of bubblegum.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to fight you as I fight everything. It's
Yes.
no joke, pretty threatening. Like, that's pretty threatening.
Yeah.
There's not a lot else left in life anymore except to fight
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Let's see what happens.
Yep.
Oh, that's a 9.
So on a 9, you get a +1 if they don't back down, right?
Yeah. Let me check real quick. Yes, I do.
Okay, but they do in this case flinch or hesitate, because I think that's interesting. So, the Maelstrom flinches as you rush down somehow, and I think Perfidelity, you see the fog like draw further downstairs. You can hear the like static and the crackling and this dial-up modem sound. You're confident that it's still here, but it actually withdraws from you. So like the Maelstrom you're deploying as a weapon is now hesitant to harm you. I think that's a really interesting outcome. Doesn't mean it won't, right? It is hesitating. It's not fully withdrawing, but you sense that the Maelstrom hesitates to harm you.
Yeah. And then I think if the spotlight, if I can still do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm going to. Oh, because I've been following you, but I haven't like stopped you.
Mhm.
I think I'm going to like physically put my arms around you, and I will say, I don't understand what's happening. I do not. But I do not wish you to go into that darkness alone. I need you. Do not go.
I have to go.
Why?
Because I promised. I swore that I would go across the threshold. And I think Perfidelity is crying now. I swore that I would go alone. Please. Let me go.
I think, Terminator just says, who did you swear to that you would go alone? What is the threshold?
It doesn't matter. I just need to go. And she's not struggling, she's just limp in your arms. He'll be ready soon. It doesn't work if he's ready. I cannot promise that you'll be safe if you follow me. You should be safe. That is the nature of sacrifice. To protect those you love.
I have never been safe, and I never shall be. I have lived my life breaking people over a lie. You broke yourself up on me, I thought. But understand now that there is a greater evil that has touched you. And I would like you to explain it to me. And I would like you to have the chance to explain it to me so that I can break them. So they can never do it again to anyone else. I will not let you go alone. Do not fear for me. If you wish to fight Ashur-Dan, we shall fight him together. But whatever this is, whatever that noise is, that is not what you should be. You owe no one anything. But I owe you so much.
And Perfidelity rests her head just a moment against that broad metal plate against the antlers. And maybe I think they frame her head a little bit in relief. Those kind of chipped, enamelled antlers, pinked. I cannot stop you. Can I? Very well. Follow me. I can only hope you'll come back out. I think this is still like on the steps,
Yep.
so step
Yeah.
down and out of your
Yeah.
house. Hand out.
I take the hand. I guess we go down. I was about to say I take the hand and I draw my X with the other, but I have no idea what weapon would be appropriate in this context. So we'll just assume that I have it in my hand maybe when the time comes.
You head down the stairs, and tell me how your move worked, Perfidelity, before I when to trigger it, because it's relevant.
So, literally all it is, I can unleash this world's psychic maelstrom as a destructive physical force. It is environ harm equal to my psi, which is 2 environ harm, which is equivalent to 6 harm messy. I cannot bring it to bear against a specific target, and it's close far.
Okay, so you are going down and just throwing this weapon into the room, essentially. Yes?
Yeah, I think it would have been, what Perfidelity is going to do, or was planning to do, was walking in and challenging Ashur-Dan to a duel. The real Ashur-Dan, not this
Very good.
false version.
But you're still going to go in and fuck up whatever is in there. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, for everyone's benefit, 2 environ harm. Aside from 6 harm messy to people. It inflicts structural damage on buildings and structures. Strain to load-bearing walls or pillars. Beginning of collapse. Fire.
Yeah, it's really bad. Yes.
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
So, what happens is you step down, you see this unfolding, and I think you see like Ashur-Dan and his little clique of people, and he is in his armor. He's like ready for a duel, but he looks nauseous and confused. He like stands up. He has one hand on his head. I think he's taken his helmet off. He has like one hand on his head. He holds one hand to his stomach. And he goes, "What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on?" And then his eyes fly up to meet yours, Perfidelity. And do you hesitate in this moment? Do you hit him right away? Or do you like take a moment as he looks at you and screams, "What the fuck is going on?"
Oh, I think she does take a moment. She says, "My name is Perfidelity Evergreen as Dakush. And I challenge you to a duel, Ashur-Dan.
What?
Knight of no one and nothing."
Ashur-Dan? Who the fuck is Ashur-Dan? My name is Jason Maxwell.
Maxwell.
More like Jason. Minimum unwell.
Uh-huh.
They can be Jason.
but-
That's fine. That's fine.
Mm.
If it's
Jason off, I don't know.
If he's Jason minimum unwell, that just means he's well.
Uh-huh. But yeah,
He should be max
he
unwell.
says a name to you that I will point out sounds utterly alien to you. That's not a name.
That's not a name.
That's
Yeah.
not a name.
What?
Yeah, I think the psychic maelstrom just gets fucking unleashed. 'Cause,
Okay.
yeah, it's already here. It's not coming out.
Yeah. So he shouts, "My name is Jason Maxwell," and then he melts. Recently, like you
What else
unmake him.
melts? What else melts in this room, Ollie?
Yeah, so the maelstrom pours in, and now it's just not fog. Now it's this like strange staticky thing. Like the maelstrom in this world represents things being forgotten and just disappearing, right? So there's a surge, there is an overwhelm, there is things just kind of get ripped apart. I think they melt into fog. I think this man shouts, "My name is Jason Maxwell," and then he just gets ripped apart into not even like viscera. He just kind of vaporizes. He just turns into fog before your eyes in great confusion. And then the whole room begins to melt away into this strange oblivion as the fog seeps in. Everything in the room is just destroyed. There's this screaming dial-up modem, and there's just a void, fog leaking out of the place. And this, I think, is where we can wrap up the session and discuss the next step. Oh, we will be missing Salty next session. And so my simple suggestion for this Perfidelity is that you apparently don't get destroyed by the Maelstrom. I guess that is what Tar-Minotaur protected you from. But you might, step out of reality for a little bit, if you want to play it that way. If you want to do a session without you, I think Perfidelity can like temporarily vanish as a result of this.
Yeah, because I was thinking I would either like to. I wonder if this. I don't have my psychic antenna. This could trigger augury or open your brain, because something about augury was a window or door into the world's psychic maelstrom.
Yeah, well, we can have that happen here. I think
Yeah.
that's cool. So you can. Oh yeah, then I know what happens to Perfidelity. Actually, if you like take this opportunity to survive by stepping into a window or door in the psychic maelstrom, this also would give Tar-Minotaur, I guess. Okay, question for Tar-Minotaur here, because this is kind of important. If we are doing a Perfidelity session, what works better for you? That Tar-Minotaur knows what happens, or that Tar-Minotaur doesn't know?
I think I'm right there. I think I would understand something, but it'd have to be understood in Tar-Minotaur terms.
Yes. So, what will happen here, Perfidelity, is that you, and this is some screwed up time logic, but you realize that you have a way to save yourself from the thing you have unleashed, right? It like reaches towards you, it hesitates, you open a door, and Perfidelity, you somehow step into the tank, the storage tank, where the other Perfidelity was stored, and disappear to there. And so, Tar-Minotaur, you see Perfidelity disappear into a box.
Literally fridging.
Yep.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Listen, it was your choice to be gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what? If we're fridging Perfidelity for a session, yeah, she's got one hand in Tar-Minotaur's. She reaches up, cups Tar-Minotaur's face with her hand. I think looks towards, and I think there's just a heartbeat where she is ready to receive before she steps back and into. Oh, I think the maelstrom takes her, the tank takes her before.
Yeah.
Because she's the will. So I suppose balls in Tar-Minotaur's court whether she reciprocates.
Yeah. I think probably understanding this I think we've probably talked, you and I have talked in the past about this, but because we didn't see it in screen, and I have like the memory of I was going to say the memory of something with a very short memory, which basically means I don't remember what that was. The point I'm trying to make is I don't remember what we discussed in this respect. So I think Tar-Minotaur has never kissed anyone in her life. So this is something that she only instinctively understands. So I think she leans down, and does she manage to kiss Perfidelity, or does Perfidelity vanish before the lips make contact?
I will leave this decision entirely to you.
Yeah. What do you think, Perfidelity?
You do have +1 forward against the Psychic Maelstrom.
Lol. You know what?
Yes.
I think it's actually even more interesting if there's warmth and connection and softness, and then
Yes.
it vanishes except the lingering memory.
Yeah. And the angle I'm going here with Perfidelity is that like the Maelstrom would have destroyed you here if not for the fact that you apparently are connected to these storage boxes somehow and they are immune.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, I guess I won't be destroying them.
Yeah. And I suppose that is where we wrap up the session with Iskandric and Polemarch still going like, yeah, we should kill this guy. And Tar-Minotaur standing there with like, this guy claimed not to be Ashur-Dan and claimed not to even know who Ashur-Dan is. And then he died.
Yeah. Poor
Mhm.
fella.
Yeah. And
Will be missed.
was going to have
Decent.
a bit of a stinger reveal, but I think I will save it. Suffice to
Okay.
say, Ashur-Dan has a plan.
Man has a plan.
The man plan.
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Okay. That is the session. Shall we do our experience point? I don't know how we're doing, Ahri.
I can tell you what she says on the chat. Oh, sorry. He,
Okay.
Yep. Well, Ahri is currently a he. Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
Ahri is currently
okay,
he.
okay.
Yes,
Mhm.
he mode. Okay.
Medium.
Then let us. Shall we start with Ahri then? That might be simplest. Oh, who knows Ahri better or worse?
I'll tell you what tree types. Tree has said, maybe Iskandric.
Okay.
Yep, that makes sense.
Known quantity.
And the other questions for Ahri
Oh,
are:
right.
Are you satisfied with the world?
Ahri is further clarifying. She knows a secret about me. We still don't know what that secret is? Question mark.
Yes.
Yep.
Who's supposed to detail it? Is Ahri not supposed to detail what it is?
Yeah, you can detail it. We talked a little bit about it at the beginning of the session, but then I think it got lost in other things we were doing.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
We can
We
circle
can
back to
workshop that.
Yeah, you guys
Maybe
can
we
figure
can
it out
discuss
later.
it in chat.
God,
Yeah.
I said circle back. I said corporate words.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Circle back.
It's over for me. Sorry.
Yeah, you really want to be hired, don't you?
I feel almost bad for asking, but I imagine Ahri is not satisfied with the world and his place in it right now. But I will ask.
Unfortunately, he is not. Tree has confirmed.
If you are
Poor
not
fella.
taking XP, and as does your barter choice still hold? Yes, it does. It might change with all these bets going on, but I don't think it has changed yet, right? So take an XP. Ahri might get very rich next session, depending on the fallout of this, but I don't think Ahri has gotten very rich yet. So take an XP for that, and that's XP and Hex. I don't think I've forgotten anything. I hear no objection, so I'm going to declare that I have not
let me
forgotten
see.
anything.
My venue is still in problem. I think if it all works out, then for the first time I will change my venue option. So I said amazing. The reason I wasn't reading is because I was writing something else. Go on.
All good. Let us be done there with Ahri and move on to Tar-Minotaur then. Who knows you better? Or yes.
Well, actually, there's two candidates, really, aren't there?
Yeah.
You know what? No. Iskandric has revealed that she has no idea what the fuck's going on. So I'm just going to say absolutely Perfidelity. No question.
Perfidelity. Yep. You tick up. Does that trigger anything? Perfidelity?
No.
Nope.
Does not.
All right. Then are you satisfied with the world and your place in it? I imagine
No.
the answer is no for Tar-Minotaur because everything has gotten so much worse for you today.
Yes.
So, yep.
No. I'm finally free.
Yeah, that's also true, but not satisfied just yet.
No.
Yeah, and
my scavenge choice has changed to you're just some random asshole -1.
Yes. Yeah. That's fair.
what it says. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Good. So then you don't take an XP, but your scavenge choice changes. Lovely.
Yes, for the worst.
For the worst, but that's the rules as written, so we're gonna go with it. Wonderful. Yes, Iskandric.
Yes. Who knows
who
me
knows you
better or
better?
worse? Who knows me better? Um,
Got good scenes with everyone.
yeah, I did get a good sense with everyone. Let's see.
I think I think I understood you better than you understood me. No,
Yeah, but I don't think you understood anything new about Iskandric, did you?
that's true. No,
Right.
that's fair.
So maybe it's who could it be? Between, I mean, I'm not saying that it's not Tar-Minotaur, but is there also a case to be made for Ahri or Perfidelity?
I'm just checking. I think you might be able to say multiple people, actually. Let me have a quick look at this.
Yeah. That said, I don't think there's a strong case for Ahri. You had very strong connections last scene, but this scene,
Yeah.
Ahri and Iskandric were just like, yeah, we're going to be practical about this.
We're gonna be practical,
Yeah.
Which
Okay.
is
Aadiyat,
sort of
if
was established. But
if more than one character knows you better, choose at most 2. So you can choose up to 2.
I think in that case, probably makes sense to give it to both Tar-Minotaur and Perfidelity then. I
Yep.
think.
Cool.
logical. Beautiful. Does that trigger anything for Perfidelity and Tar-Minotaur?
Nope.
Good. And then, Iskandric, are you satisfied with the world and your place in it? Probably not.
No, I would have been, but then
Yeah.
Yes.
Events transpired.
I was like,
That's what's hard.
bro, what is this? There's nothing. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And I was like every time I have a plan, why have to be so stubborn about it, man?
And I love how Tar-Minotaur
Let-
interferes in your plans for different reasons every time.
Yeah,
It's
let
very
let me cook.
funny. Yeah. All right. And finally, does your scavenge choice still hold true? I think it does.
Yeah, it does. So XP.
XP. And then Fidelity.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So my history, Tar-Minotaur, 100%.
Very good. Doesn't change. Doesn't like unlock anything, but good.
Yep. Tar-Minotaur hexes up. And are you satisfied with the world and your place in it? Perfidelity.
Never.
Never.
You don't want to be in the box. You don't like it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Got
It was
fridged.
literally made for you.
Literally
yeah.
fridged.
Yes.
This is my box. It was made
Fridged.
for me.
My own
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, I mean, it literally is your box made for you, I guess. So,
What's in the box? What's in
Yeah.
the damn box?
Yeah.
It's Perfidelity. Which one?
Yay. yes.
So
One of
So
them.
this is going to circle back around to another Perfidelity opening this box to let Perfidelity out, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Have you guys seen Adam Ellis, the cartoonist, Imagara Fault? Is it Imagara Fault, right?
Yeah,
Amigara Fault. Amigara Fault.
Amigara Fault, yes.
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
going to
I've
post it
seen-
here.
I've seen his one, yes.
Yeah, I'm going to leave it here for everyone to enjoy, and for the audience to know that they should look at this up and enjoy it too.
Yes. And lastly, then, has your scavenge choice changed? Perfidelity.
Oh, okay.
That was a weird question. Has your scavenge choice changed as you were locked in a box outside of reality? But nonetheless, has it?
Well, I think I've still got an abundance of interesting and useful things to trade.
So it has not. So you take an XP.
Yes.
Delightful. That is the session. I would love to hear your thoughts on it, everybody. But that is the session.
I really liked it. I liked all of my scenes. I especially liked the reversal in views of Iskandric and Tar-Minotaur, where
Yes.
at first Iskandric would have been the knights.
Yeah.
And now it's like, knights, and Tar-Minotaur's like, no.
Yeah, I know. I love that. How it opened with Iskandric being like, come on, knights are just some guys. And Tar-Minotaur is like, no way. Knights are very
No.
important. And now
Knights
it's
are
the
cool.
exact reverse.
They doesn't afraid of anything.
Yeah.
Knights are
Yeah.
so cool, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, no. Coolness
No.
means nothing.
I suppose then that is the end of our after session discussion.
Yeah.
We talked it through a little bit. We've had fun. Hope you've had fun listening. See you next time.
You've been listening to Desperate Attune Season 3, called No Anthem. I've been your host, Holly. With me have also been Zoheb, Aadiyat, Salty, and Tree. If you'd like to support our show, you can do so at patreon.com/DesperateAttune, which will give you access to our Discord and also give you access to our episodes 1 week early. If you'd prefer a one-time donation, you can do so at ko-fi.com/DesperateAttune, or you can buy our book Sunmirror at desperateattune.itch.io. The intro music is Steady Now by Waterflame, and the outro music is Ready Now, also by Waterflame. Our logo design is by Fahim Anzum Rumman. Thank you for listening to Desperate Attune, and we hope to see you again next episode.